want any glitching. Good evening, folks. Once again, it is indeed your boy Tim, the handsome liberal, depending on who you ask. Nevertheless, we're going to be talking today because obviously Jeffrey is in the news. And anytime Jeffrey is in the news, chances are Trump is going to be in the news as well. And this week, President Trump stated, in fact, he stated today, because listen, now that the government is back open again, Arizona, what is his name? Speaker Mike Johnson, Speaker of the House, Mike Johnson, had no choice but to swear in the final Arizona Congresswoman. And she had already made it clear she was going to be the final vote needed to vote in favor of releasing the Epstein list. And that is what is about to take place starting next week. And it's drawn a lot of attention from President Trump because emails are being leaked out. I think they said like 20,000 emails are being leaked out. Now, here's what I don't understand, and I want you folks to help me understand perhaps. Why is Trump against this? Folks will tell you flat out that if Trump did anything wrong, the Democrats would release this. The Democrats did not like Trump under the Biden administration. If Trump was in the Epstein files, Epstein list, whatever you want to call it, the Democrats would have released this during the Biden administration. They didn't release anything on Trump because they believed there was nothing there. So I'm going to ask this simple question is, if there's nothing there, why is Trump so evasive on this? Now, today he just referred to the Republican Party as weak for voting to release these files. He's referring to any Republican senator or Republican representative, congressperson, as weak if they side with the Democrats to release the information in the file. So if Trump is not in this, why the hell is he so evasive on this? Why does he not want this released to the public? We're going to see if we can speculate on why that may be. Maybe he hasn't done anything wrong, but there obviously has to be a reason because he is trying to keep this information hidden. So hopefully we can talk to some MAGA, some of my beloved MAGA. You know, we don't block, ban, or censor. We are indeed MAGA friendly. Nevertheless, liberals are welcome on the program as well. But I do want to hear from you folks. Why do you think Trump is so defensive in terms of getting this list released? And I don't think even folks that are on the Trump train would deny that Trump does not want this stuff to be made public. Even if you don't think Trump did anything wrong, did not violate anyone sexually, it's hard to deny that he does not want transparency on the Epstein file. So why is that? I want to talk to you folks. I want to hear from you. And in addition to that, President Trump is apparently going to fight fire with fire. If something comes out in regards to the Epstein files that makes Trump look bad, apparently he has plans because he doesn't want to go down alone.
Highlight three emails in particular regarding President Donald Trump. But in those files were several other names. And so we see President Donald Trump now trying to kind of change the narrative, control the narrative here, specifically for his base that doesn't want to let this Epstein controversy go, despite him urging Republicans and his base that it's all a hoax. So President Trump in this Truth Social post is now suggesting that this is another Russia scam. He's referring to previous investigations that looked into whether, the Trump campaign had colluded with Russia to help his chance.
So if he's going to put this in the category of Russia, can somebody explain why he doesn't just want it to be out there? By the way, he is asking his Attorney General Pam Bondi to now look into Epstein connections to everyone from Larry Summers to Bill Clinton to J.P. Morgan Chase. So it does appear as if President Trump is saying, look, if you're going to come after me, I'm not going to go down on my own. I'm not going to go down alone with this. So I don't know how that doesn't. I don't know how that doesn't meet the definition of dry snitching, as they say in the hood. Why would you listen? If there's nothing there, if nobody's been harmed, why are you suddenly able to name names? I mean, he is now naming names. Why would you start naming Bill Clinton and Larry Summers and all of these folks? So it sounds like he's at the point where if he's going down, he wants to take Bill Clinton, I suppose, Larry Summers, and a few other people with him. But the fact that he's naming names shows, look, you know more than you're claiming to know. So I'm asking the question, why do you think he is so evasive on the Epstein files coming out? And that's going to cover a large portion of the show. Also, too, though, now the government reopened this week. Hoorah for those who are favorable to that. I mean, at the end of the day, federal workers are getting paid. The skies are going to be a little bit safer to fly, which is certainly something we should favor. And of course, the downtrodden are going to receive their SNAP benefits. So the government reopening is not a bad thing. But while President Trump was reopening the government, he's suggesting that the Democrats have it wrong when they are indicating that the economy is faltering. Here is some quick clips on President Trump describing the current state of the economy.
This new word called affordability. It was a con job. Affordability, they call it, was a con job by the Democrats. More than anything else, it's a con job by the Democrats.
I don't want to hear about the affordability. Every price is down.
Costs are way down.
The groceries are way down. Everything is way down.
Talked about, prices are up. No. Prices are down.
Way down. Cost of groceries are way. Can I ask, is anyone seeing that in their area? Is there anyone seeing the price of groceries, quote unquote, way down? Listen, I see some folks may see, look, the price of fuel is not that bad. The price of gas is not that bad, but he said the price of groceries are way down. Is there anyone that is actually seeing that? Now, he's also claimed, and he did this again today, he claims that the price of Thanksgiving dinner will be 25% less than it was last year. Why is he saying this stuff? This is stuff that is very easily fact-checked at your local grocery store. Is there anyone watching, no matter what part of the country you're, anyone watching that can confidently state the price of Thanksgiving dinner this year will be 25% cheaper than it was last year? That's your turkey, your cranberry, your stuffing, whatever the hell you're eating, whether it's seasoned properly or not, whatever you're eating, 25% less than it was last year. Is there anyone that's seeing that? And I see in the comments, Propucio Sanchez says this man has never looked at grocery receipts, to be honest. Probably true. I mean, obviously, Trump doesn't go grocery shopping. I mean, whatever he wants, he says it, and it appears on a plate before him. So, no, money is no object to Trump. So that is probably true. He does not know the price of groceries, but somebody has to be telling him. I mean, he said prices of groceries are 25% less. He didn't say 50%. He didn't say 10 or 20. He got the 25% number from somewhere. Where did he get it from? What is leading him to suggest that groceries are down 25%? That number had to come from somewhere. Eli says the only way it's 25% cheaper if you're getting donated food or shopping at a food bank. Well, food banks existed last year. Could you get food bank for 25% less this year? The 25% number had to come from somewhere. That's all we're saying. So you guys know what the program is about. We don't block, ban, or censor any damn body. We've been off for a couple of days, but the news kept going without us. But nevertheless, this Epstein saga is not going away. And now that President Trump is ordering his own attorney general to go after the likes of Bill Clinton and J.P. Morgan, chasing some of these other folks, he's guaranteeing it ain't going to go away anytime soon, because if Pam Bondi finds anything on Bill Clinton or J.P. Morgan, these are all people that were once friends of Trump. So if you're going to snitch on them and they find something on them, guess what they're going to do on Trump? I mean, Bill Clinton and President Trump probably got a whole lot of stories amongst them where they enjoyed people together. These men were in the room with each other a lot. So if you're going to snitch on Bill Clinton before you are even convicted of anything, then you're opening the door for him to start telling stories on you. I don't know why he would do that. I don't know why he would do it. But we're asking a simple question. Why doesn't Bill Clinton want the Epstein list, Epstein files? I guess that's the new term for it, isn't it? You know, it went from global warming to now climate change because the planet wasn't, I don't know, they switched the name to make it sound better. Well, they went from the Epstein list to the Epstein files now. So same deal. But anyhow, folks, tap the screen, get the likes up to 10,000. We'll take the first caller at 10,000. Good evening, handsome conservative. Trump and Epstein files debate, why he's evasive. AI is summing up my program, but yeah, that is what we're talking about. Why does he do a lot of things? Sports lady, we do not know. We do not know. That's why we're talking to the folks. My beloved MAGA often can tell you why. And I want to talk to MAGA from a simple standpoint. Why is Trump being evasive on releasing the Epstein files? Trump promised transparency. So did Dan Bongino and Kash Patel. Now that they are all a very powerful trio in government, they don't seem to be doing what they all kind of ran on. Kash Patel, Dan Bongino, and President Trump all made it clear they were going to be very transparent. Now, Bongino and Kash Patel, some of their claim to fame is on this Epstein stuff. Why all of a sudden, now that they're in power and in position to do it, they've changed their tune. And President Trump suggesting that Republicans that vote in favor of releasing this stuff are weak. Forever see Tim says, Tim, he had Sarah Huckabee Sanders on TV telling me my check was getting bigger every day, every week. They say something and say it till you believe. Is that what we're looking at? That if you keep saying the same thing over and over again, people will just believe it? How many times do I have to tell you your grocery prices are 25% cheaper, even if they're not, before you start believing it? Is that how it works? Just keep telling them the prices at the grocery store are cheaper and they'll just believe it? 25% cheaper. That's what Trump is saying right now. Your Thanksgiving dinner a couple of weeks from now will be 25% cheaper than it was last year. So looking in the comments here is a fact. I worked at Walmart for 5 years. The great value brands are actually done by name brand companies. Example, Great Value, Mike is Hillenbrand Forever. Okay, so what are you saying? Because that is one of the arguments is that because Walmart is where the 25% reduction is coming from, the Walmart information. And some are saying last year it was name brands. This year it is Walmart's generic brand. They're, as he says, great value. But what this viewer is saying, Kenneth Caldwell is saying is that the great brand is still name brand food. So if what he is saying is accurate, I guess he's defending the case that food is significantly cheaper this year. Now, that doesn't explain why there's significantly less items on the list as well there, Kenneth. It's not just that they switched to great brands from name brands. They also cut back on the number of items that were there. So explaining who produces great brands does not explain away why there are less items on the list. Walmart is not less. Sometimes generic costs more. Got to be careful. Wow, generics can cost more than the name brand. I haven't seen that before. Anyway, are we at 10,000? I'll take the first call at 10,000. Tap the screen, get the likes on up. Like Kellogg doesn't produce most of their cereal. A lot of cereal is made by third-party food, local companies. So the generics and the branded cereals are made in the same factory. Fair enough. But when you listen, there's less items on the list. Let me just ask it to you this way. Since there is some pushback, while we're on our way to 10,000 likes, tap the screen. Let me ask you folks this. By way of yes or no, a simple question, yes or no in the comments. Are groceries 25% cheaper in your area? 20%? 15%? Are you seeing a significant reduction in the price of groceries where you live? Put yes or no in the comments. I'm curious to see, because you heard Trump state that the cost of groceries are quote unquote way down. That's what Trump just said. He said they're way down. I'll give it to you again. We'll take the first caller, but
Have this new word called affordability. It's a con job. Affordability, they call it, was a con job by the Democrats more than anything else. It's a con job by the Democrats.
I don't want to hear about the affordability. Every price is down.
Costs are way down.
Groceries are way down. Everything is way down.
Talked about, oh, prices are up. No.
now you heard him say way down, way down. He didn't say a little bit. He didn't say stable. He said way down.
Prices are down.
So
They have this new word called affordability.
anyhow, I'm looking in the comments. Who said yes? I'd be curious to see. Anybody? No, not one person. I'm seeing on any of the platforms. Well, not one person is saying that Kobe Ed said yes. There's one person, one individual said prices of groceries are way down. Kobe, I would love to know what part of the country you're living in. Let me know what part of the country you're living in where you're seeing prices way down. That might be something worthy of the rest of us knowing. Let me know where you're at, where prices are way down. Going straight to the box. I don't use EBT. I know what the prices are. They're lower, 25% or 2%. Turbo prices are way down. That's what he just said. Going straight to the box. Top Dog. Good evening, Top Dog. Prices are way down in your area, Top Dog. Is that what you're seeing?
Nah, man, not that I know of, Tim. No, not at all. No.
How about a little bit? 5%, 10%?
I mean, just because Thanksgiving food come down on Thanksgiving Day, what about the other 30 days, 28 days out of a month?
Yeah.
So even if they do come out on Thanksgiving, what about the other days and the rest of the year and Christmas and all that?
Well, you gotta assume that some people may be starting to buy some of their Thanksgiving meal now, not the perishable stuff, but seasoned other stuff. Are you seeing because if it's gonna be way down on Thanksgiving, that means those prices should be hovering very low right now because people are already making those purchases. So are you seeing prices reduced in your area now, 10%, 15%?
No, Tim, I'm out here in Oklahoma City. No, I'm not seeing it, Tim. Everything's still the same. Everything's still high as hell. Trump talking about that's a con job. Tim, he's the con job. Trump is the con job. He's the one trying to con America and tell us that the prices are low, and they're not. He's trying to convince us that they're low, and they're not. He's trying to con us as Americans. That's what he's been doing, Tim.
How about this, though? Melissa in the comments says, then blame your grocery store. Is it possible that Trump has done is it possible that Trump has done the good deed and brought prices down, and perhaps the stores are just ripping us off and marking the stuff up unnecessarily?
I wouldn't be surprised, Tim. Those big companies, they all voted for Trump. They all support Trump. I wouldn't be surprised if it's him or the grocery store. Either one, the prices still haven't came down.
Yeah, I'd be curious to know because, like I said, I asked, and only one person out of all the platforms said groceries are cheaper in his area. I wanted to know what area. He didn't respond back in kind, but I haven't seen it myself, and I've been in a few cities over the last few. I have not seen it, so I don't know where that is coming
I haven't seen food come down. Gas prices. I mean, they can always keep going down a little cheaper, Tim. You know what I mean? So, gas prices are average. They're not just low. They're average. I mean, I've seen them higher in my lifetime, so I'm not gonna say it's never came down, but they're average.
How do you feel just in terms of the economy overall, your own personal finances and things like that? How are you living financially compared to the Biden administration? Are you doing somewhat better off? Maybe if you got a 401k, are you seeing life a little bit better now that Trump is stating that things are doing so well?
No, I'm not seeing it, Tim. I look at how much money I'm saving in my savings account every month. So no, I'm not seeing it. We still pay. I'm still putting out more than what I'm bringing in every month. Just on gas bills. Even helping family members out. Stuff like that. So no, I'm not seeing what he's seeing, Tim.
Wow. So, but are you doing worse or is it the same?
I'll say the same.
Okay. So Biden has not been an improvement over Trump as far as you're concerned, but he's not, Trump has not been an improvement over Biden as far as you're concerned, but he's not worse.
I mean, some people might make it worse, but, I'm not seeing no big change from when Biden was off and now that Trump's in office in the past 10, 11, 12 months. I haven't seen, prices come down, more money I'm getting in my, saving every month. No, I'm not seeing shit, nothing like that, Tim.
Fair enough. Well, I'm kind of the same. I'm not really seeing any big changes worthy of bragging about now that Trump became president economically. But he continues to state that things are much better. So I'm kind of, looking forward to whatever he's saying coming to fruition. I don't know if the price of Thanksgiving dinner is going to be 25% cheaper only 2 weeks from now. He's also made the promise that the cost of energy is going to be 50% less than it was last January, 1 year. So in other words, in January of next year, you're going to be paying 50% less for energy, like your light bill and things like that. I mean, he's made some big promises.
Yeah, he making them wild ass promises again, Tim. He's saying that, but that don't mean it's true, Tim. I don't believe my energy prices. Those energy companies are not going to take a 50% loss, Tim. If you're telling me my energy prices are going to go down 50%, that means the energy company's taking 50% from everybody, not just me. Those energy companies is not going to knock down to 50%. They're not going to do that, Tim. That's all bull. That's Trump just lies. That's for those MAGA supporters, that people that believe anything that he say. I don't believe shit he say, Tim.
Well, wait a minute, though. I mean, MAGA goes to the grocery store just like you and I. They pay light bills just like you and I. Are you saying that MAGA, even if they're paying a higher light bill, they'll still believe Trump telling them it's lower?
Oh, yeah, for sure, Tim. They believe anything. Yeah, it's crazy as hell. Yeah.
How does that work? How do you pay more?
I don't know. I don't know, Tim. They'll do it. They'll justify. Look at MAGA reacts. He'll justify anything for Donald Trump, no matter what. You know exactly what I'm talking about, Tim. He'll justify. He'll justify no matter what. That's what they'll do, Tim. Even though all those MAGA supporters losing their federal, their health care. They're telling them right there to their face, you're going to lose your health care. They still supporting, Tim.
Well, let's be clear. They don't. A lot of MAGA does not favor entitlement programs, and universal health care is an entitlement program. So I guess they look at it like you should get a job and your employer should give. I mean, because they were not a fan of Obamacare when it came out. And I see in the comments, Jermaine says, "When did Trump ever take accountability?" Do you see it that way, Top Dog? As we have a president that just does never take accountability. In terms of the buck stops with me, do you ever hear Trump say something?
Yeah. Well, Trump act like a little ass kid, Tim. He's going to point the finger no matter what. We see him doing it right now with the Epstein files, pointing at, Clinton and everybody else. When it's hot in the kitchen, he want to point at everybody else. No, it's your ass. You doing it. He want to take the blame, and it's never his fault, Tim. It's never his fault. Well, no matter what, it's never his fault.
Speaking of that, and thank you for sharing the live, Jerry Gillespie. Feel free to share the live, folks. Thank you for doing it. Let me ask you this. Speaking of you talking about pointing the finger in regards to Epstein, shit. Why would he do that? I mean, what is why would he do that?
Hey, Tim, he's acting like my little badass nephew. When you get in trouble, when he do something, he tell on everybody else. That's what he act like, a little ass kid. That's what he's doing, Tim. But do
you think Trump would even? I mean, it doesn't matter what's in the file. Do you think he's actually going to get in trouble? You just told me MAGA can go to the grocery store, pay more for groceries, and be convinced it's actually less simply because the man says so. I mean, do you think MAGA is going to hold him accountable for what's on the Epstein files?
No, Tim. Listen to what I'm saying. They're a fucking cult. They believe anything that he say, Tim. They don't no matter. They put the evidence in front of them, they're gonna believe what he say. Like I always tell you, Tim, as a Democrat, we're not trying to get MAGA. We want to get the independents that's on the fence when it's come down to the vote. MAGA gonna go MAGA, no matter what. They're gonna do MAGA. So we're not even counting them. We're trying to get those independents and people that switch their votes every election. So the MAGA gonna do MAGA, Tim.
But MAGA is not going to ignore somebody who's been sexually abusing kids, though, right?
Well, they excuse everything else. Grab him by the poo nanny. All the shit Trump and done. They excuse everything for him, or they justify it, and they'll just let it slide off the wayside. They cool with being around pedophiles, Tim. Put it like that.
That's strong language. I don't know about that.
For sure, yeah. We're not crazy, Tim. Why do you think he's fighting everything? First, he wanted to put out the Epstein files. Now he's thinking about don't put them out. Yeah, everybody know he's hiding something, Tim. What it is, we don't know, but we know he hiding something. He's hiding something. And
Yeah, I will
when they get that vote next week to release more of those files, that's what I want to see. I don't want to see what everybody else been seeing. Let's see those new files over there.
I'm being told we're not going to, Trump, unless they get a veto-proof majority, it'll go before the House and Senate, and it has to go before Trump to sign it. So even if the House and Senate by a majority, but not a super majority, Trump can still veto it.
That's cool, but why would you veto? I mean, you're hiding something. So that just give us more ammo to keep. Hey, he's hiding something. Why are you hiding this? Why are you hiding it? You got something to hide. Everybody know he got something to hide, Tim. We're not crazy.
Well, let's tackle this. I mean, we obviously don't know. We can speculate, but what do you think he could possibly be trying to hide?
Shit, that he was sleeping with little girls, Tim. That's it. It's not no in between. It's nothing in between. So that's what he's hiding. He's not hiding that he associated with young girls. No, he was sleeping and touching those little underage girls. That's all it was. Him, Jeffrey, Bill Clinton, I don't give a damn, Tim. They Democrats, Republicans, call them out. We're not saving nobody over here. We don't have nobody we saving. If you was doing something wrong, mess with those little girls, expose their ass.
How do you respond to some of my beloved MAGA that often states that if Trump was in the Epstein files doing something wrong, it would have been released during the Biden administration because they absolutely did not like the guy. They didn't want him to be president. So the fact that Biden and that administration did not release anything on Trump shows there's nothing near. How do you respond to people who say that?
That could be true. That really could be true, Tim. It could be nothing. It could be some little small petty shit, but it could be something it's nothing there, as they say. Nothing that really gets his ass. So that could be true. That absolutely could be true. But I'll tell you this. If the Democrats is pushing these Epstein files, Tim, and they don't get nothing out of it, their ass got to go. Get their ass out of there. All those leaders up there is pushing this Epstein file like they really got something, and they really don't. At the end of the day, yeah, they need to go too. Get your ass out of here.
Well, they always they often say what's done in the dark will soon come to the. Eventually, we're gonna know. I don't know if it could be after Clinton and Trump has passed on or what. Eventually, we're gonna know. Because the girls have also told Marjorie Taylor Greene that if they're not transparent, they'll give the names of the dudes that were sleeping with them. So some of the victims have already stated that they'll do it themselves. But eventually we will know what's on that list. But Trump clearly, as you stated, and as I can see myself, for some reason, he doesn't want people to know what's on that file.
Or him, and he could be some more of his friends on that in those files too, Tim. Yeah, we don't want none of this shit to come out. That's the now you're dealing with the elite, the rich people, the rich men in America, Tim, that do not want this to come out. Bill Gates. They say Bill Gates was going out there. Bill Gates, he don't want this shit to come out. Yeah. Bill Gates scared as hell right now. Bill Gates is nervous. If he got any dirt, he's scared as hell right now.
Well, I know there's some apartments available near Russell Simmons in Fiji. That's kind of what he did. I mean, look,
you better get ready to go.
Yeah,
like you said, Tim, that made a lot of sense. If he's telling his DOJ to go after these people, and if they find one inch, they're gonna go after him.
Yeah,
just to get the limelight off of him, or Trump know the limelight's getting ready to get put on him, Tim.
But how does that work? Where you have an attorney general that's supposed to be fair and impartial, and you can just order them to go after people. I mean, that's what he's telling Pam Bondi to go after some, and she's already working with it now. She's already doing. This is something she had no intention of doing. I mean, he talked about Biden and a weaponized DOJ. How is this not the same?
I mean, it's definitely weaponized DOJ. This time, Trump was smart, Tim. He got people involved that's going to listen to what he tell them to do without any pushback. Your Cash Patels. All of them, Pam Bondi, all of them. He put the right people in place. If I tell them something, I don't want no pushback, and that's what they're doing.
So is it safe to assume we are looking at the most powerful president in our lifetime?
He got a lot of power, Tim. Yeah, he got a lot of power, and he could have did a whole lot more if he went about the right way. But he going about it the wrong way. He's more dividing the country, dividing the world, and So yeah, he got a lot of power, Tim. I'm not gonna lie to you. He got a lot of power.
Well,
Go ahead.
We got 3 more years. Perhaps he will eventually make America great. I'll give you the last word. I got to move it on, but we got 3 more years. He might actually turn it around.
Well, Hey Tim, we gotta see it. I ain't got no faith in him at all, Tim. So he gotta show me, Tim, which he showed me so much negative. I don't give a damn what he do, Tim. He's still gonna be always a piece of shit to me.
It's a little disrespectful to the president, is it not?
Yeah, y'all gonna be. It's the truth. So, didn't he say he didn't like Democrats, Tim? Didn't he say that?
No, he said he hates them.
Oh, okay, well, it's a mutual feeling, Tim. It's a mutual feeling.
All right. Fair enough,
Right,
Top
Tim,
Dog.
appreciate
I'm thinking I'm going to hear more people that sound just like you tonight, but I'm hoping to get some MAGA as well. Top Dog, thanks for coming through as always.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Anytime. Anyways, folks, tap the screen. I appreciate you guys doing it. Hawk Tua, Trump spit on that bill thing. Big Dog, what are you suggesting that Trump? Oh my God, Hawk Tua. Haven't heard from the Hawk Tua girl in a while. Did she get in trouble? She took some kind of endorsement deal, or I think the Hot Tour girl got in trouble. You're awesome, bro, says Shay Burner. Thank you. Jeremiah says, call is 100% right, says Jeremiah Brown. All right, fair enough. That may be true, but why haven't those judges come out and said we have no hold on the files? If they did that, no excuse not to release the files. I wish they would, but I believe it would. Well, the problem is Trump is making it clear he don't want the files released. So we can talk about judges or anybody below that, but it's pretty clear Trump himself does not want the files released. Dencal, appreciate that. Thank you. As always, moving on with the program. We'll go straight to Mike. Good evening, Mike. Welcome to the show. Thank you there, Dencal, for that. That big, beautiful bill. What about it for the great Mike? Good evening.
Man, did you hear? What's up? First of all, what's up? Tap the screen, share the live. Let's get Tim popping.
Thank you.
Let's get to 50,000. Let's get to around 50,000 in the next 15 minutes. So you know about the emails that were released, right?
I know about a lot of the stuff that's coming out of it. I mean, it's like 20-something thousand of them, no?
You know about Bubba?
What was said?
That's why Fur the Great said the big beautiful bill, because one of the emails that came out was from Mark Epstein and Jeff Epstein. They were asking the person's name Putin, did they have photos of Donnie T blowing Bubba? That's literally that's not. I don't
believe that. I don't believe it. I get the fact that it's in the messages, but I don't believe that Trump is bisexual. I don't believe.
Wait, whoa! Why do you think? What
the fuck are you trying to say?
Why do you think TikTok and X is going crazy today? Have you been looking around?
I heard people saying something about Bill Clinton, but I didn't know they were suggesting that Trump sucked his dick. What the hell?
The person is called Bubba. Now, you know that's Bill Clinton's nickname.
Yes.
Now, here's the thing. In the same, Mark Epstein is saying, he's saying Bubba is not Bill Clinton. But what's Trump's reaction to those emails coming out today? He's attacking Bill Clinton. So why would you go? Listen, look, you can dance around this shit all you want. That's exactly what it says in the email.
Well, oh my God. Okay, wait a minute. This is coming in. I mean, I listened to a lot of it today, but I was working. This is coming in faster than I wanted to. Listen, our current I gotta formulate this, okay? Our current commander-in-chief has been anything but pro-LGBTQ. Big Dog, thank you. Wow. Our current commander-in-chief has been anything but pro-LGBTQ. You're not trying to tell me he's a member of the damn community, are you?
What I'm trying to tell you is this. At the RNC, Grindr went down. At CK's Memorial, Grindr went down. I'm just telling you, everyone around him, I've been telling you this since I met you. Now, I didn't tell you this part. Because this wasn't on my bingo card.
Jesus.
Doesn't matter if Bubba is Bill Clinton or not. They're still asking for photos of Donnie T blowing Bubba.
Maybe it's a BBW that just happens to be really big and they call her Bubba.
Yeah. Well, you
I'm
know he
trying.
don't like big girls. You know he don't like big women. You know he talked bad about his daughter.
Well, you don't like dick either.
Well, that's what you're saying. I know I've heard him talk about his daughter Tiffany's weight. I'm just telling you.
He talks about, yeah, big dog. Appreciate that. Thank you. Shout out to you, man. I mean, he's talked about the LGBTQ. You trying to tell me Trump is sucking dicks? I don't believe that.
I'm telling you that that's what the emails say, Tim. I'm not telling you that it's
no.
And to Debo's point, when's the last time you heard a woman called Bubba? Not never.
I'm trying.
Listen,
I mean, they call Michelle Obama Michael. Sometimes they come up with nicknames.
These are in emails from 2018. Now, let me ask you this: when did Trump say he stopped talking to Epstein? What year? Do you remember?
Now, I know this was supposed to be about the girls at Mar-a-Lago. He was taking this. I don't know what year it was, though.
And they fell out in 2006. Those were Trump's words. 2006. So why is his name in 2011 emails all the way to 2018 emails?
Yeah.
And in the email, it says, because it was him and Steve Bannon, because it says Donnie and Bannon are here.
Yeah, that's crazy. So we know. So Bannon might be tapping some people. I heard about the Bannon connection, and
well, how did you hear about that and not hear about this? It's in the same email.
I mean, I was listening to it. I mean, I was going between MSNBC and CNN. And I mean, obviously Fox ain't talking about this at all. But I mean, because I got the 5 on right now, they ain't even covering this shit.
Of course they're not covering this shit.
I mean, they ain't talking about it at all. It's as if it's not even happening. I mean, this is the biggest story in the news right now. Fox ain't mentioning it whatsoever. They're talking about the Chicago ICE issue, which is another big issue. But this is bigger. This is bigger because it can take down a lot of members of elite society. But so I guess I'm going to ask you the question, which I'm almost feeling stupid for asking this, but I'm asking anyway. Why do you think Trump is trying to prevent this stuff from coming out?
You can't even hold it together.
Oh my God.
Actually, this gives me more clarity. If I'm being honest, I'm going to tell you why it gives me more clarity. It answers the question of what does Putin have on Trump?
I thought it was a PP tape. Well, it could have been coming out of a dick, I guess. It could have been the piss could have been coming out of a dick.
Hey,
that's bad.
All I'm saying is this. Trump is dealing with a lot of stuff. I think he's more afraid of that coming out than it coming out that he was dealing with any young girls. I do.
And I see in the comments, Daniel says this is what Bibi Netanyahu has on America, that our president was sucking dick. I don't believe it. I am willing to criticize Trump where I see criticism. I don't believe our president has sucked dick.
Well, I'm going to tell you this. It makes a lot of sense why he talks so much about Arnold Palmer. It makes a lot of sense. I'm just telling you, Tim.
He did say that.
He did. He spoke for a while about his size. He was impressed on stage. Then he turned around and did the whole. Remember when he was massaging the mic stand like it was a
Oh no.
Listen, I'm just telling you what the email said. Why would you say blowing Bubba? Can you use another term for blowing that would make sense to you?
Well, he could have been saying blowing Bubba as if kissing his ass or something else. Like you be you say that you say Jay-Z the best rapper. You be blowing Jay-Z when it's Drake or somebody. I mean, it could be
They said, where are the photos of him blowing Bubba?
You're not giving me no out on this.
Because I'm just trying to. I would love for someone to give me.
Can you imagine how much that would be fucking worth? TMZ would give you the whole company if you could hand him a picture of Trump sucking Clinton's dick. I mean, that would be worth 9 figures.
It's at least worth 40 billion. It's at least worth. Think about all the things that keep going back and forth in the ebbs and flows with Putin and Argentina and all the things going on right now. Look at the ebbs and flows that are going on. He had an emergency meeting in the Situation Room with Laura Boebert and Macy and Tom Massey, fighting for them not to sign off to release these emails. Why is he fighting so hard? hard. Hard.
You stop it. Look, I'm willing to accept that maybe some bad sexual activity happened that would, make Trump not look right with maybe some girls, but sucking dick. I don't know which one is worse. I mean, one of them is not illegal. Though sucking dick ain't illegal.
It's not. And you know what? To each his own. But you know what the response I've heard?
2 presidents?
You know what the response I've heard all day, Tim, from Trump supporters and MAGA supporters? I thought you guys were the party of what people do in their bedroom is okay.
Really?
All day, Tim. All day.
Seriously? So all of a sudden Trump sucks dick and they turn LGBTQ MAGA? Really? Gays for Trump?
All of a sudden, it's not that big of a deal. All of a sudden,
no.
Tim, all day long. If anybody in here right now has been on live today, put a yes in the comments if you've heard the same stuff today. I'm telling you.
I didn't. I was on live yesterday, but today I was working. I didn't get a chance to be on. No.
I'm telling you. Why you think all the jokes is in the comments? And here's the thing. So now you take the Department of Justice and you want to investigate Bill Clinton and J.P. Chase and J.P. Morgan Chase. You want to investigate all.
Yeah, that's a lot of dry snitching. And Freedom Fighter says that Trump wanted to outdo Monica Lewinsky. Oh my Lord.
Oh man, the nicknames are all over the place. Donica Lewinsky. I've heard that about 20 times a day. They said that's why Trump and Hillary was squabbling because he was messing with her man, and it's been bad all
The president
day.
is gay. I think Skyjack Morgan says Trump gagged on it. You stop it. So in other words, our first gay president is on the right.
Listen,
What happened to Buttigieg? I thought Buttigieg was off limits.
Listen, it's nothing. Tim, it's so bad right now. Do you know he said earlier, don't focus on one of his tweets on True Social. He said at the end of it, said, it's the Democrats and it's a Democratic vote and focus on the Democrats. Don't focus on Trump. I'm busy running the country.
I mean, we know he yelled out, stop talking about Epstein some months ago, but Dick?
Hey.
I mean, like, this is a whole new dimension. Look, if he sucked a dick once, I mean, I would assume he's done it again.
Yeah.
No.
Listen.
I mean, and I'm picturing the YMCA dance, and you remember what Bill Maher said he looks like he's jacking off to? What the hell? No, man, I don't believe this. No.
Yeah, and even one of the emails said Trump knew about the girls. That's what Epstein said in the email, that he knew about the girls. So that's not a surprise. But what I find that Trump is just like, this is just like Russia. He's been all over this. He's been so adamant about it's the Democrats, and he's sicking the Department of Justice on them today.
You know, he could be accurate. You know, he Trump and MAGA could be accurate in saying that Trump did not abuse any of those girls, and the Democrats are the ones. But gay shit, which is 100% legal. I mean, it's totally legal for him to blow Bill Clinton off. So maybe, as you're stating, maybe he knew of people being violated that he didn't partake in. But there is that thing about him sucking a dick once or twice. I mean, that would be just as bad.
It would. And guess what he just did as we're speaking? You know what he did right now?
What?
He suspended all the tariffs on all groceries. He suspended. Now, why would he do that today?
He's trying to change the news narrative.
Yes. He wants people to go, my groceries are going down, and change the narrative. He just now, it just came up on my screen.
I want to know about the dick. I mean, you're not going to check. I need to know about you guys. What was Bill Clinton? 41 or 42? 42 and 44? Sitting in the tree, sucking D?
42. He's 42.
42 and 47 sucking. I need to hear more about the dick. We can pay a little bit more for groceries for a minute. I want to hear more about the
why
dick.
you drop your voice when you said it? I need to know about
Because I'm astonished. I'm a content creator. That's a whole lot of content. That's a lot of content. Oh my God.
I haven't heard that from your MAGA friends today.
You think MAGA's going to talk about? You think MAGA's going to talk about the greatest president on earth sucking dick? No, they're not going to tell you that. They said Fox News is not covering this.
Handsome conservative talking about this is going very dark. You damn right it has.
Yeah, you got well. I gotta look into this. I cannot believe this. Wow.
Listen, even if Mark Epstein is right that Bubba isn't Bill Clinton, although we know Bill Clinton's nickname is Bubba, and hangs around them.
Definitely.
And if you're good friends, they probably call him Bubba and not Bill. Let's just be honest.
Yeah. I mean, not only is Bill Clinton's nickname Bubba, I mean, him and Trump were friends for quite a while. I mean, there's a whole lot of pictures of him and Bill Clinton together, too. So, I mean, yeah, so you knew two Bubbas? Nah. Chances are very good that this is the Bubba we're talking about. But, man, that picture would be worth a lot of money. God damn. That is blackmail stuff. Maybe that's why Putin is such a great leader. Because you don't want, that is about as much blackmail material as you can ever get. That would permanently ruin both of their images, Trump and Bill Clinton's image. And that would be something, I don't know, 100 years from now will still come up in conversation.
Yeah. Listen.
That cannot be true. Put me in the MAGA coat. I don't believe it. I don't believe it.
Here's what I heard. I heard that the emails have been verified to be authentic. That's what I heard today. So the emails are authentic. You can lay claim to who you think Bubba is and what blowing Bubba and who has the photos of him, of Donnie T blowing Bubba. You can you can assume whoever those people are talking about him. But at the end of the day, you got to understand and his reaction to it.
That photo's got to be out there somewhere. It's worth too. I mean, unless Trump had Michael Cohen or somebody buy it, but I mean, I don't even know Trump could afford that photo. I mean, that photo's worth a lot of money. You could get a lot of money by releasing. The Democratic Party would give you more money than they gave Kamala Harris for that photo.
You think now if we believe that, and Kamala Harris told him that Putin would play him, right? She told him, right?
Yeah.
So do you think that's the reason why Putin's getting the red carpet and got our soldiers laying out the red carpet and the way that Donald Trump treats him when he sees him? You got to look at all this stuff.
Well, listen, there is no denying that Trump has been ultra friendly to Putin, spoke very favorably of him when every president on both sides of the aisle, I believe George W. Bush said he looked in his eyes and could see his soul. Obviously, Biden and Obama didn't. Like, there's got to be some reason why Trump came along, and now you're blaming the Ukraine for the war and talking about how great this guy is. So I don't know why he was so favorable of Putin from the get-go. So I'm not going to say that Putin has photos of him sucking dick, but there's got to be some reason why you like this guy.
Would you put any money on it that it didn't happen?
God, the president sucking dick.
Tim, this makes.
I got a little bit of money I could throw away. I can't believe that.
I'm gonna tell you what. Listen, if anybody knows about this, just hear me out real quick. If anybody knows about it, Marjorie Taylor Greene, Laura Boebert, Laura Loomer, people know. Some of them aren't going to touch it and leverage it, to blackmail them or anything. But you don't think if you were watching the way he moves, one could come to the conclusion that he's being blackmailed by other countries. Absolutely, 100%. I
mean, to be honest with you, when you took the jet from Qatar, that's pretty much out in the open. I mean, I will say this because one of the claim to fames from MAGA towards Trump, why they liked him, is that he has his own money. He's not taking a salary. He cannot be bought. To me, he shows the exact opposite of that. He can absolutely be bought. I mean, like I said, I mentioned the Qatar jet. If you look out for him, you can get favors from him. I mean, you can really buy him to be honest, you can buy him with flattery, but absolutely with cash. So he could be blackmailed. I mean, I assume that's possible.
Listen, I don't even know. I told you from the beginning. I told you when I was calling him the prostitute in chief. How long ago?
That ain't been that long ago.
I've been calling him the prostitute in chief for at least 9 months now. I've been telling you this from the beginning. He is for Tim. I've been telling.
Let me just ask you before I move it on from you. Scale of 1 to 10, asking you. 10 mean he's gagging. What do you think that the chances are that this man don't suck the dick?
9, 8 or 9. I just, you know what, Tim? I can't find another reason, another explanation for the email. When they're asking for a photo of Donnie T blowing Bubba, I can't find another reason why you would use that.
Wow.
Well, I can't find another. If you can give me a valid, in all seriousness, if you can give me a valid, anybody in the comments, what that, the photo of Donnie T blowing Bubba, I'm listening. But here's the problem with this, Tim. With all of the sexual conversations and scandals and allegations and everything around them and touching young girls and some of the men around him touching young boys and all of that, I can't dismiss it. That's the problem with having someone in his position with the track record he has. I
know the man likes sex. I know the man likes young girls. That's not hard to believe. Hence, appreciate that concern. Thank you. Appreciate that good galaxy thing. But I know the guy like chicks. He's always had, flat chicks around him, young girls. We're talking dick. I've never seen. I don't know. I have a hard time accepting it. Even though I get what you're saying, I hear the emails. Mike, this is disturbing. I got to move it on, Mike. Maybe somebody else can clear my head. I didn't want to hear that. I don't.
Hey. Listen,
you always come with receipts. I cannot disagree with you, and I want to so fucking bad. Dick, really?
I'm just let's look up the emails. But here's the last thing I'm gonna say to you: you got to understand that there's been several men in his orbit that have been convicted of touching boys. You know that, right? This is not what I just said. Is not new. His spiritual advisor, Robert Morris, just got convicted, Tim. Come on now. And this is what happens when you pardon people that have these allegations. You just can't have this track record and then it come up and you read something like that and you can't put that together like, yeah, I can see it. I know you don't want to.
I don't want to. You're right. That's what it is. That's what it is.
I don't give a damn because that's his, but don't vilify an entire community, but projection is sometimes confession.
You kind of remind me of some of those cop movies where a guy who really loves his wife is sitting in interrogation with a detective, and that guy is slowly explaining to him, "Your wife actually did try to kill you." You don't want to believe it, and you're providing enough evidence. I'm walking out like, I cannot believe this bitch did this. I mean, that's what it's feeling like, to tell me our commander-in-chief, 47th president, possibly sucked dick. It's because the anti-LGBT stance. I gotta go, Mike. I gotta go. Appreciate you coming through. Thank you, man. I don't have anywhere to tap the screen, folks. Let me clear my palate after that. Tap the screen, get us up to 60,000. President Trump. Wow. Okay, let me go back to the comments. And I see bullshit, says Dan almost out. Look, here's the problem. It's certainly for my beloved MAGA side of the aisle. You're absolutely going to believe this is bullshit because most of the stuff that he just talked about, you're never going to see that on Newsmax, OAN, Fox. I don't think Tucker's going to cover it. Hell, Candace Owens is on a tangent right now. She's not going to cover that. Megyn Kelly's not going to cover those portions of the email. They're not going to cover that stuff. So if there is some kind of indication that Trump, of all people, has sucked a dick, the right is going to be the last to know. because it's not going to be presented to you from right-wing media. They're not, because Trump would call their stations and threaten to take them off the air. Fox ain't going to tell you no shit like that. They're not going to put that on. They know what could happen to them if they do. And the same would apply to all the other right-leaning media sources. On YouTube, you name it. All of the right-leaning media sources, on X, whatever. They're not going to present anything like that to you because it is a danger to their network to do so. Anyway, looking in the comments, that's a hell of an email. And look, before I go to the next call, I'm going to say Mike comes with his shit. So I'm not, look, I want to disagree with him everything about that, but I can't. And I'll tell you, let me just move on because that's horrible. Anyway, let me go back to the box. God damn. Denkel, good evening. Welcome to the program. China stopped watching state media, but America still does. What is state media? Are you saying Fox is state media, Eli? Denkel, good evening.
Good evening. Good evening.
Did you hear that last conversation?
It's hot in these streets right now, man. It is hot.
I don't believe it. I don't believe it.
MAGA ain't heard shit. I done had a conversation with one of my MAGA friends, man. He ain't heard all of this. He blaming me. He's blaming me. He talking about, man, you keep listening to the internet, man. They'll tell you anything. I said, dude, I am just telling you what Epstein was writing about to and from his inner circle about what one of their buddies was doing. I'm not saying nothing.
And see, that's the benefit of that the Trump administration has is that their Saturday owl is not going to believe any news on CNN or MSNBC or any of the other non-right-leaning networks. And so with the right-leaning networks not covering it, the only way you can present it to them is saying, I heard this on CNN or I heard it on MSNBC somewhere. And they're going to say, well, everything on MSNBC is a lie. So their network is not going to tell them. And they've been trained to believe everything coming from the other networks is false. So it would only make sense that they're going to question anything like this, which is incredibly damning.
Right, but any halfway intelligent person can look at, like the post that I sent them is not saying that I heard it. I literally sent him the emails. Like you can look at to, from, and what was said. I'm not saying anything. MSNBC or CNN is not saying anything. The emails speak for themselves. Just because I show you something that somebody else did doesn't negate it because you think I'm a liar. Like,
now, these emails were between Epstein, the late Epstein, and who else? He said, was it his brother or something?
It was, Ghislaine Maxwell was some of the emails. It's a bunch of different ones.
And she's sitting in minimum security, so she ain't going to say shit. So, what he's going to do is get his hands on everybody that could confirm this stuff and give them whatever they want to shut the hell up.
Right, but let's think about what Todd Blanche did, his lawyer. His lawyer went there and got her to say, I never knew nothing about, like, him and Trump was just cool. I mean, they wasn't friends like that.
With all them emails hovering around.
Emails.
Yeah.
So now we got emails to show that she lied. And what is the punishment for lying to a government official?
Minimum security where you can bring your own dog in jail with you. The hell is that? You got a pet in your cell? A dog?
And the first thing you do is you come out and start pointing like an octopus. How the hell you gonna say investigate JP Morgan Chase? Like, that's a whole fucking company with hundreds of thousands and tens of thousands of employees. He just said, fuck it. We investigate Bill Clinton? Really, that's the answer. The guy they said you blew, you need to investigate that guy.
Well, to me, it's kind of like covering fire. Look, you don't know where the shots are coming from, so you just blindly shooting off. He's actually just trying to create diversions. I mean, whatever, like what Mike was talking about, cutting tariffs and everything, whatever you can do to shake this story. But I don't think this is going away, man. I really don't. And I see SGB.
It's not going away because this is what they call a tranche. This ain't got nothing on all of the terabytes, the 5 terabytes of information that the Democrats are trying to get released. This is just information that came from Epstein's estate that was requested. And now they just said Tom Blanche got up there and lied today and said, well, I didn't know about these emails before I went and talked to her. Now the estate just came back an hour later and said, bullshit. Y'all had this shit. Y'all gave it to me, and ain't nobody came and asked us about no emails in years.
Wow. This is
it's getting
crazy. I see why you said stop talking about the Epstein files. Like this is the spot. I mean, like if they figure out this is where the stash is located. I mean, like we need to get them to look in another part of the house. They're about to discover the stash. Now, do you think Putin? Because like I was telling Mike, Trump has said nothing but positive things about Putin. Do you think Putin might actually be able to enlighten us on some things?
Why would he want to? He's always considered Trump, what did he call it? A useful idiot. Like he would never reveal his hand. He's an ex-KGB agent.
Yeah.
He's getting exactly what he wants from Trump. Trump's sitting there looking stupid. Why would he blow that up? Then he would really lose all. Just imagine if what Putin got Trump put out of office. Who would come in there next? Putin is not trying to give that up.
Yeah. I don't see Trump being put out of office. I see in the comments, SGB says, I wonder who was better, Trump or Monica, as in Monica Lewinsky. Do you actually believe that man sucked dick?
Man, that's a
Come
stretch.
on.
That's a stretch for me.
Yes.
That's a stretch for me to even think that. But I'm just saying, like, if you get hold of somebody's emails that was on the download and they talking about this shit, who am I to be like, they was talking about it, but no, it didn't happen. I don't know if it happened. The problem is...
Do you think it's even possible?
The very fact that it's even in the zeitgeist, out in the atmosphere, that something like that is possible is a fucking problem for our country.
Well, I mean, look, if him and Bill Clinton got together and did some kind of gay shit together, I mean, how is that threatening the country, though?
I'm not talking about that part. I'm talking about the other. I'm talking about the kids.
Oh.
I'm
starting to think that maybe Trump didn't touch any kids. Maybe he just liked dick. I mean, because as people say all the time, look, if there was something in there that Trump did illegal, the Democrats would have released it. Well, ain't nothing to release if he just sucking dick. That's legal.
Well, if he just came out and admitted it, we could all move past it. Huh?
He ain't going to admit he's sucking dick. He's not going to admit he's sucking dick. No.
Hey, what about you heard what Megyn Kelly said?
No, what'd she say?
Oh my goodness, man.
Oh, you talking about when she tried to indicate that maybe Epstein didn't even do anything that bad?
Right.
Oh my God.
That maybe he liked him. He liked them barely legal. They was like maybe 15 or 16, but not illegal. And she said she had friends and connections who told her that years ago. So she said she been knew.
She trying to be
she couldn't tell the difference if they was 15 or 14.
What difference does it? She trying to proactively be a character witness? I mean, after what Trump did to her during the debate back in 2016, talking about she bleeding from her, whatever. She's just trying to get more clicks and views. I get it. She has a big platform. That's what I think she's trying to do is stand by Trump's side.
Man. Nobody told her to take that position. Why would you come out and try to just defend people that we know have been convicted, have pled guilty? He pled guilty that first time to those charges.
Well, if Trump sees that you're trying to protect him and he gets online, it's something positive about you, that could be worth another 1 million subs. Megyn Kelly's making her money off of subs and clicks. So she's trying to proactively defend Trump. I mean, but damn, everybody knows Epstein is a bad dude. To try to downplay that's crazy. I did hear about that one. That's crazy.
You talk about us painting a picture about Trump, bro. You painting a bad picture of MAGA and talking about, yeah, she getting clicks off of it. Now you just gotta protect. You just gotta say
She's
something nice about the guy.
I mean, she's a content creator. I get it. Hell, I don't think I would try to downplay Epstein. I might try to do something for clicks, but I'm not going to downplay a pedo. I mean, that's what I think.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's a bit of a stretch. I mean, but look, she's making a ton of money.
Nothing. She would have been better off saying, I just don't believe none of it, before you come out and say, well, I've been knowing all along, but I don't know if anything he did was really illegal. Like, she didn't have to add that, man.
This is crazy.
Especially if she doesn't know what else is yet to be released. Why would you put yourself out ahead of the game like that?
Yeah, this is great. And I see in the comments, Marjorie Breslin says that Megyn Kelly was popular before Trump became president. Yes, she was, but she has gotten tossed off of Fox and she's now on social media. And she needs, if Trump and Megyn Kelly had a falling out, it would hurt her channel significantly. I mean, she needs to be on it because the liberals ain't got no love for her. So she needs to be on the right side of MAGA. So she was popular, but I believe she's more popular now on the internet than she was on that 8 p.m. slot on Fox. But would this hurt Trump's rep with MAGA at all if they actually did find out he was sucking dick?
Well, I think just like one of your earlier guests, I wasn't sure who it was, but what they were saying is like, there are certain parts of MAGA that we know are just gonna, and some of them are on your show. MAGA Reacts, Jeremy, they just gonna shrug their shoulders and say, well, at least he's getting rid of, immigrants, or, he's really doing a great job with the economy and the tariffs are doing great. Like, they just will literally say that shit to our face.
I gotta talk to MAGA Reacts. I don't think MAGA Reacts would do that. We're talking about putting pipe in your mouth. I don't think MAGA Reacts would ignore putting pipe in your mouth. That's a bit much. I don't know about that. I don't know.
You can ask him. He's on here now. MAGA Reacts is on here. So if you get him up later, you can ask him. I don't want to necessarily put words in his mouth, but I've seen him defend some of the most ridiculous shit ever. So I can't imagine how this would be any different. This is all just
I would rather you put words in his mouth than that other shit. So
that's what's wrong with MAGA. They like shit getting put in their mouth. Like, I'm not gonna do it though.
Wow. This is crazy, man. I'd rather think that the guy might just not like immigrants and a few black folks. I don't know, but
this stuff has got everybody. Like, this is a who's who. It's got Steve Bannon in it. I'm talking about, and they not even taking into account that Epstein was working for foreign governments and shit. They're not even taking that into consideration, that what these people were involved in, and they just try to disconnect Trump from everything when he was in the world. Like that picture behind you, they said, I had one guy tell me today, I don't think they were really they were really friends. I don't think they were really buddy is what he said.
I mean, that's what happens when Trump had a falling out with Michael Cohen. He wasn't much of his lawyer. He never knew Stormy Daniels. David Duke, he didn't know who he was. Nick Fuentes came to his crib and he didn't know who he was. I mean, that's his go-to explanation is, I don't know who this person is. Anytime something happens, his go-to explanation is, I don't know who this person is. He says that all the time.
Right, but we have proof. We have his name on flight logs. Like, we know that they used to trade. Who in the hell trades planes with somebody? Who let somebody use their plane?
From what I hear, I cannot think of the guy's name right now, but he made the largest financial contribution to the Trump family, and Trump just pardoned this guy, the Binance founder, the other day, and he said he didn't know who he was. You got $1 billion transaction between you guys, and you don't know who this dude. I mean, That's his go-to statement. Is I don't know. I mean, shit, Melania get one. Shit, I don't know who this bitch is. I mean, he just says that. I don't know who the person is. I mean, that's kind of what he does.
He has pardoned every multi-millionaire fraudster like since in the last 10 years. Anybody I'm talking about people have admitted it, gone to jail. Next is Freud. What's the one that got caught up in the crypto scam?
The Binance guy I'm talking about?
No, not that guy. The other guy with the long hair. Freud.
There's so many of these characters floating around this dude. It's like an episode of fucking Power. Every episode is a new villain. I don't know, or Law and Order or something. There's a new villain every episode.
The dude, like, yeah, it's insane, man. I'm gonna let you move it on, man, because it's not too much. We gonna disagree. Well, like we might disagree on the fringes. But if these people listen to this shit and they actually do a little bit of research, if they come back and say this is all some left-wing hoax like Russia, man, they got some serious, they need to go to counsel.
That is what Trump is saying.
Sam Bankman.
Yeah, I see people in the comments saying that's what Sam Fried, that was the young guy with the curly hair or something.
Yeah,
I remember him.
He's next. He's coming up out of there because you know it's pay for play.
Yeah, that's what I say. He absolutely can be bought. There was this other chick that was like a female version of Steve Jobs that was ripping off the pharmaceutical industry. I'm surprised that she ain't came up yet. I mean, because any rich person, I mean, it is what it is. You're right. He can be bought. He absolutely can be bought.
They got to get in line first. Because remember what Giuliani said before when he was, a part of the first one. He said if you want to get out on a pardon, it's gonna cost you $2 million, one for me and one for Trump. So
by the 3.5 more years of this, there ain't gonna be nobody locked up in the light prisons. In the federal prison where you get the white collar folks, it's gonna be empty. I mean, it's gonna be after 3 years of pardoning people at this rate. It ain't gonna be nobody now. I gotta move on, Cal. This is hard, man. This sucks. All right, moving on. I didn't expect this kind of show. I thought we was gonna have some good old Epstein conversation, not the president sucking dick. I didn't expect this. Tap the screen. You guys have been doing it. Get your gallon up to 70,000 on this somewhat distressing live. I wasn't expecting this. But we'll continue on the program. Melania 100% has an Adam's apple. What do you say? Melania Trump is a dude. There's actual photos of her nude. She's a woman. You can actually confirm it with your own eyes. Lady G been wanting to get under the Resolute desk for years now. Oh my God, I don't believe this. I'm afraid to even take the next caller, whoever that may be. Tap the screen. I did not expect this to go this way. Please buy my silence, says Tenor Max. John, you're in denial. I heard Donnie got on his knees for Big Bubba. Can you imagine the material? Now, Trump has been known for the one that is good for trolling and making jokes. Now he is going to be the butt of jokes for a long, long time. Jeez. All right, let me go back to the box. I need some MAGA to clear my palate. I need MAGA to make me feel better. Do something to make me feel good. And that ain't the right thing to say on this show, but MAGA reacts. Good evening.
Yo, you guys are having a little bit of amnesia.
Tell me this is a bunch of bullshit that our president has not sucked a dick.
You guys remember 2018, right? That's peak Russia collusion. Even some of us thought he was going to jail. So we all thought he was going to go to jail and be roommates with Bubba. That's why they said you guys could recreate that movie Get Hard. It's about Trump. This whole thing is about Trump going to jail.
Okay. So
it's 2018 was peak Russia collusion. That's when Mueller or whoever was going to get him and send him to jail. And we all thought he was fucking going to jail.
But they said photos, MAGA. Photos.
I don't know. That part's a little, I don't know what the context to it is, but so far it seems to be all about, I think Bubba in this is just making fun of Trump going to jail.
So in other words, if he go to jail, you know, it might be a Tyrone. You could have used Tyrone in place of Bubba. You're just saying a big black guy in jail if he goes to jail.
Yeah, I mean, it's always Bubba.
No, it's often Tyrone too. It's often Tyrone as well.
I think Tyrone's a porn guy, not the jail guy. Tyrone is that big black guy on the bed.
Then that's who we should have been blowing then, not Bubba.
Whatever the case is, he figured Trump's going to jail and Putin's going to send him there with the Russian collusion and shit. Because that's 2018 is peak Russian collusion, and this was the date on the email is March 2018. Everybody thought fucking Mueller even fucking Trump's son thought Mueller had a smoking gun or they were going to find some shit.
Well, I will, in regards to what my last couple callers, Dencal and Mike was saying, Trump has spoken unusually favorable of Putin and I cannot explain or understand why. I mean, all of the former presidents knew Putin is a bad guy. All of our allies know Putin is a bad guy, and he has not lived up to the great compliments that Trump gave him, even with Trump in power. Why did Trump start off, unlike everybody else that's been in power, speaking favorably of this guy?
I mean, it's like he knows he was going to make deals with them and negotiate with them, so he's trying to butter him up before he makes any deals with them.
And none of that has happened. In fact, every deal he's made with Putin has broken. I mean, how many times has he met with Putin and told us it was a great meeting? And, you know, he threatened Putin 6 different times that if he didn't stop attacking the Ukraine. Putin ain't even honoring that stuff. Laid out the red carpet, put him in the back of the limousine. Putin has done nothing.
Yeah, I mean, what do you want him to do? Give up? Putin's still going to be the president of Russia. We still got to deal with him. He's not going anywhere, unfortunately.
I mean,
if Putin was gone and he was still doing that, I would agree with you. But the fact that Putin is still the president of Russia and he's still the one, he's half the peace deal. One half is Zelensky, the other half is Putin.
Well, how about this? Like Danny in the comments says Putin is laughing at President Trump. Do you see validity in that? Because a lot of folks suggested that many were laughing at Obama and Biden when they weren't getting their way. I mean, Trump has threatened this guy several times. And the guy is not heeding anything Trump is saying. Do you see where Putin in Russia may be laughing at America under Trump?
I mean, he's laughing because of this bullshit. I don't want to say it's directly because of Trump. It's because of this bullshit. I mean, it's funny. Like, if you're, I don't want to say enemy, if you're a nemesis or you're the person you're negotiating against is dealing with all kinds of shit at home, you're going to laugh about it.
This is the guy that invited you to his country and laid the red carpet and applauded when you walked up. Why would you be laughing at it?
We're still sending missiles and weapons to Ukraine to kill Russians.
No, we started out not doing that. We started out, Trump said he was going to negotiate a peace deal within 24 hours between Ukraine and Russia. And he started out by actually blaming Ukraine for the war. Remember, you don't have the cards, you're flirting with World War III. We were attacking the Ukraine under Trump and speaking favorably of Putin.
That's just getting them in the mindset to want peace. You gotta be. I mean, this is just basic negotiation tactics. It's been used on me. I've used it on others. You gotta have.
How did it work?
The person has to take a deal they're not gonna like. You have to kind of bring them to reality and be like, listen, you're fucking going to jail. You better take this deal from the prosecutor. Or, you know, you're gonna lose the house. You better sell it in a short sale before it's fucking lost.
So what did you say? He's
and nice.
So what he said? He's offering the Ukraine a plea deal to give up half of their country.
I mean, it's nothing is set in stone, but he had to get Zelensky to reality. Because if Zelensky was in the mindset that he was going to beat Russia in an all-out war, that's not reality. That was never going to happen. So he had to bring him to reality. Be like, look, you're not fucking beating Russia, and you know, you're not going to be able to keep fighting them forever. Eventually, you're going to have to negotiate peace. So sometimes you got to smack somebody. Be like, look, you got to come back to reality here. You're not going to fucking win this war. And that's what he did. And once Zelensky was okay, then he had to work on fucking Putin, and he still has to work on Putin.
I haven't seen what has he done so far that would suggest he's even trying to work on Putin.
Well, he's being distracted by this bullshit, so I'm surprised that he's doing anything at all.
Distracted? If the guy got time to send pictures of him dumping shit on protesters, he's obviously got a ton of time. He's going golfing. What do you mean he's distracted? He can do two things at once.
It's not the same. All that shit takes seconds. It's probably just somebody else doing it and him just laughing and reposting versus actually negotiating a peace with a rival like Russia. How long did the Cold War last? The Cold War lasted like 60 years, and, you know, Trump's been at it for a year.
Trump promised 24 hours, MAGA.
I know, and he failed at the 24-hour thing, but he's still trying, and he still has 3 more years to keep trying and make this a reality.
Are we seeing any progress at all towards it being a reality? I mean, in other words, Trump took office in January of this year. Now we're in November of this year. Have you seen any of that war between Russia and Ukraine? Has it died down at all?
I don't know, because the news is full of this other bullshit. I can't even tell you what the status of that war is.
Have you heard him bragging about it dying down?
I didn't brag about it. I didn't say that. What do you mean?
No, I'm saying, have you heard Trump even telling you that the fighting is starting to cease in Russia?
I don't think so. No.
All right. So that's a clear. I mean, Trump normally takes credit for his own accomplishments. So if he's not even telling you that the fighting is dying down, that's a pretty clear sign that it ain't happening, because he would be the first to tell you, you know, I didn't get it done in 24 hours, but I'm on the path of that happening. He's not even telling you that.
To be honest, we kind of need the opposite. It needs to get bad. Putin needs to get his ass kicked, or Putin needs to get like a quick ass kicking to make
By
him
who?
want peace. By fucking Ukraine, the only people out to fight him.
You just started out the conversation saying that you had to bring Ukraine to reality and let them know they're not going to win the war. Now you say they need to kick Putin's ass?
I'm not asking them to win the war. I'm just asking them to win something to make fucking Putin reconsider fucking peace. No one's asking them to win the war. They need like a strong kick in Putin's balls real quick. But that's not, just because you kick somebody in the balls doesn't mean you automatically win the fight.
And is America going to help them kick them in the balls?
I mean, we're doing everything we're allowed to do short of starting World War III.
No, we're not. No, Trump originally became president. He even cut out the surveillance we was giving them. He didn't give them anything. Stopped giving them weapons, everything.
That was all short-term shit for to get fucking Zelensky to reality. All that shit you're talking about was like for a week. It barely.
So it actually went on.
He just threatened to do it, and he still fucking supported them.
So he actually, to get Zelensky to reality, stopped assisting them, causing obviously deaths of thousands of Ukrainians in the process. Even if it's only for a week, and it was longer than a week. But let's go with you saying it was only for a week. So during that week, when they're getting no assistance from America, that's obviously going to lead to a lot more dead Ukrainians. You're telling me that he did that to knock some sense into Zelensky? Is that what you're saying?
I mean, I don't think it led to any Ukrainians dying because they still had plenty of resources. But it showed them that Trump is serious about ending the war. Honestly, I don't know all the details. I'm just telling you.
I believe that now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anyway.
Let me just ask you this, because obviously you
I'm
voted.
not a Ukraine expert.
Okay,
like I said, it hasn't been on the news because we're dealing with all this other bullshit. So you're asking me about stuff from months ago.
Okay, well let's get to the shit. Simple question, because I know you voted for President Trump. Did your commander-in-chief, the one you're supporting, did he suck a dick? That's what they're saying. Do you believe that he possibly sucked dick?
Bro, his generation barely eats pussy. I don't see him sucking dick.
Really? You think the baby boomers don't go down?
No, not unless they're like 100% gay. And I don't see Trump as being gay. And, did he molest little girls or suck dick? He can't be doing both. And Epstein was never accused of molesting any boys.
Well, let me say it like this. For some reason, and I think you can agree with me on this, even though we're on the opposing sides of the aisle, you can agree that he don't want people to know what's in those files, right?
Yeah.
Why
I
is
don't know
that?
why.
Why is that?
We're gonna find out one day, and it's gonna be. It's like all these emails, as stupid as they are. Like there's really nothing incriminating in them.
But why do you think? Why do you think he is hiding, or better yet, trying to avoid what's in those files coming to light? Why would he do that?
Well, as you can see, a lot of these emails are between Epstein and Democrats and Republicans. Like, there's a lot of famous people that had relationship with Epstein's. Look at the people emailing him: Michael Wolff, fucking Bannon, the guy from.
That's not answering the question I'm asking you, though. Why would Trump fight against this stuff becoming public? If he ain't do nothing wrong, why is he against it?
I don't know. Well, right now it's a huge distraction to his work, so that might be one reason.
Well, it wouldn't be a huge it wouldn't be a huge distraction if he wasn't resisting so hard. He could have did when Pam Bondi said this stuff is on her desk and it'll be released. If she had done this back then, it might not be a distraction. It's a distraction because he's putting up so much resistance.
I think it would have cost him politically no matter what. And he decided to bear the cost later than earlier. I still haven't seen a smoking gun. Have you?
I ain't seen a smoking gun, but I see magazines laying around, springs. I see bullets on the table. Somebody got a gun in this motherfucker. I mean, I ain't seen it yet, but look, people telling me the man might be sucking dick. Something wrong. All I'm saying is the guy is being evasive.
Have you watched the movie Get Hard?
You're talking about with Kevin Hart?
Yes.
Yeah, I've seen that.
All right. Well, is that movie about sucking dick or about him going to jail and being tough for jail because he was on his way to jail?
It ain't about Trump. I don't know what's the connection. I don't get what you're trying to connect.
What do you mean? If that movie was about a rich guy going to jail,
yeah,
and Kevin Hart had to teach him how to be tough in jail and shit.
He didn't teach him how to suck dick.
Exactly. My point exactly.
Why is Trump trying to hide this shit from becoming public? I'm gonna ask you that again. If he didn't do anything wrong? Why is he being invasive? Does that not make him look suspicious, in your opinion?
No, I mean this stuff is not good for a lot of people. So let
me get clear. Do you believe Epstein violated the innocence of children? The late Epstein. Do you believe he has actually harmed children?
Yeah, of course.
Okay. So why would Trump not want information that revolves around that guy to become public? That don't make him look suspicious at all?
Because of all his associates.
And?
His associates are all friends with Trump.
So
and with fucking everybody. They're all friends. He was friends with our entire government, our entire financial system.
So was he
Have
trying
you
to
see the names in these emails?
So he's not trying to protect the victims. He's trying to protect maybe the violators?
No, just people this guy he was associated with. Not even like people that were. Not everyone Epstein was friends with was a pedo, whatever. So he's just trying to protect the people he was associated with. So all the other people that were friends with Epstein that didn't touch any kids, those are the people I think Trump were trying to protect.
So you don't believe there's anybody else in that list that possibly harmed children?
No, I'm sure there is.
Okay, so if you keep the if you keep the list hidden, you're protecting them too, correct?
Well, look at the list right now. We got all his emails. Anyone
that ain't what I'm asking you. You just stated you believe that those files contain people who have harmed children. And if I'm asking you, if Trump is trying to make it so you don't see those files, is he not protecting those people that you believe that have harmed children that are in the files?
Look, I don't know for sure, but I don't think so. I think he's protecting the innocent people.
Wait. I asked you clearly, do you believe that there are people in those files? Do you believe there are people in the files that harm children? You said, yes, in these files, I believe there are people that harm children. If you make it so the files are never public, how are you going to tell me that's not protecting them?
Okay. I mean, he is going to, unfortunately, protect some pedophiles.
How does that make you feel about him?
That's the reason he's doing it. I think the reason he's doing it is to protect his many friends that were associated with this guy.
So you're putting the welfare of your friends, your wealthy friends, above.
Also, like, he could still, I mean, the FBI has this. They could still go after anyone that they have evidence was doing anything wrong.
Yeah, but none of that explains away our president.
It doesn't stop the Department of Justice from going after anybody.
Yeah, but based on what you're saying, none of that explains away our president in effort to protect his friends, also helping out pedophiles, which is what you are now admitting.
Look, he doesn't, like, I don't think he has proof that this person is a pedophile and what he's doing is protecting him. What he has is this fucking former pedophile that's gone and dead was talking to a bunch of my friends, and if I release this, it's going to make all my friends look bad because they were all talking to him because they were neighbors and had business with him, and the guy got everywhere. I mean, look at all the people. Have you seen the list of people he was talking to?
Do you?
Everybody that's in government.
Just a straight honest question. Just straight. Do you even care if he is possibly protecting pedophiles?
No, I do care. If he's absolutely knows that there's a pedophile out there and he's protecting them, I care about that.
But you just stated by him fighting to keep the list hidden, he's likely doing just that. You just stated that.
But the Department of Justice
We're talking about him. We're talking about him. He is fighting against the departments to keep this list hidden, which you admit there are pedos on it.
The DOJ has all this files. These are the FBI files.
Okay.
The DOJ has them. They can prosecute whoever they like. This doesn't stop anyone from being prosecuted.
Okay.
He's preventing this shit from being public and the whole world fucking going maliciously after their friends and just regular. There's a lot of innocent people in there that are gonna get harassed just for being on an email with Epstein. Just from us talking about him, just from all the fucking, what's it called? What's the word I'm looking for?
I don't even know.
Conspiracy theories. The conspiracy theories alone are gonna equal these people getting harassed like crazy. Just being in an email with Epstein is gonna get them death threats and shit like that.
What you're saying is so well. I got one of my viewers, SGB, is telling me to ask you, do you do Hummers? Do you give Hummers? I don't know what that is. I'm assuming he's not talking about the large SUV, but he wants to know if you give Hummers. I gotta move it on, MAGA.
I don't.
Okay, that's a good thing. I don't want to hear about you protecting files anymore. I gotta move on, though, MAGA. Thanks for coming through.
Yeah, man.
Hey, you too. All right, moving on. By the way, tap the screen. Crazy live. I did not expect it to go in this direction. We were talking about the price of groceries and wanting to know about the list, but geez, this has gotten somewhat sinister. But look, what comes out is what comes out. This guy on the phone is a goalpost moving master, says James Hurtado. Looking in the comments, Dennis Calhoun says MAGA said give him a year to solve war. Time's up. Well, he ain't been president for quite a year yet, Dennis. He has not been president for a year, but in fact, he won't be president for a year until late January. So it's possible that President Trump could have ended, or better yet, it's possible the war between Russia and Ukraine could have ended. I mean, that's still two, man. It's not long. I guess 2 months from now. It's possible. It's possible. But the guy said 24 hours. He failed miserably on that. The problem with America is how we contort ourselves just to justify what our guy is doing. Hence, lie, the issue where we the people will continue losing regardless. We feel like we are winning. I believe there's a lot of truth into that. I do believe that. Zelensky wants free Coke 24/7. Don't know what that means. Tap the screen. Get us on up to 85,000. We'll go back to the box. James Harper, thank you for the support, by the way. I did want to give you a shout out for that. Miss Mo Betta. Did the JFK, MLK, and UFO files ever fully come out? No. And that's what Bondi said, that they were going to release that stuff too. No, the MLK and the JFK files that Trump promised, I don't believe much came from that either. And he says because of that, don't expect much from the Epstein files either. Miss Mo Betta.
Yeah.
Rough day today. Rough day today.
You know I'm laughing at the way you said sucking dick.
I don't believe it. I can't believe our president would do that.
I don't know why. I don't know why you don't believe it.
They're not even pro-LGBTQ.
And again, projection is actually a confession. He's always projecting things that. Listen, you could like Mike was saying, you can go back and listen to your old lives and stuff in here. He's a trick. Then you name the right price to him, he gonna bend his ass over too. And now we know he was on his knees.
I don't believe it. I don't want to believe it. Look, I'm not saying it don't sound like it may be valid, but I'm going to try my best to believe that President Trump likes chicks, not dick. I don't believe it.
Why do you think he goes so hard at them? Because he likes the chicks with dicks. And I told you this before. I said he going hard because he's been with one of them.
So now you said he likes trans too? Girl, oh my God. You guys are defacing the Oval Office. You know, let me take down. You guys are making this.
He defaced the Oval Office, not us. We just reporting what we hear. Listen, you know he is one of the biggest narcissists we'll ever know. You already know he's always after his opponent on any level. If he was not in those files with some derogatory shit, that stuff would have been out because that's what he does. He likes to expose. He's always looking for a gotcha moment against his opponents.
Yeah.
Now, not only that, he was the one who was talking about releasing those files. Nobody else. Biden didn't run on him. Obama didn't run on him. Kamala didn't run on him. Nobody ran on releasing those files but him. But now, why do you think Jeffrey Epstein is not alive? It wasn't because he unalived himself. No, that's not it. So it's because he knew too much shit.
You think Epstein? Well, now you sound like Candace Owens because she claims that Charlie Kirk lost his life for something similar. I don't know.
He lost his life because CK lost his life because he started talking against the people where he wasn't supposed to speak about, which was the Israel and the Epstein files. He wasn't supposed to talk about none of that stuff.
So you believe Kirk was an inside job too, then?
I absolutely believe it. Why do you think you don't hear anything about the guy who allegedly unalived him now? When was the last time you heard anything about him?
Well, I mean, he's in custody. What are they going to really tell you?
That's one of the biggest. That was one of the biggest situations that happened in our lifetime right now. And you think that's just going to go away? They following every step when it comes to that. They following Ghislaine Maxwell.
Charlie, you think Tyler Robinson was that 20-some-year-old guy's name? You really believe that? What was he hired? Because he's on video jumping off the roof and shit. What are you saying? He didn't do it?
And that's all they showed. They didn't have nothing else attached to that. No weapon, none of that stuff. All they saw was him jumping down. They didn't show anything else. Nothing.
Well, they show him on.
He did anything.
They show him on video running down the street limping, so you can clearly see that he probably has a rifle stuffed down his pants leg.
He jumped off a roof. He probably hurt his ankle. What you think you're gonna get a clear jump when you jump off a roof?
Yeah.
I don't know, Tim.
Man, you guys.
I don't know. But listen, your boy sucking dick now? Jeez.
Alter Ego. I see Alter Ego in the comments. He's like, you gonna make a whole show about this? I didn't know about it.
You goddamn right. And matter of fact, we should be sending it to the Democrats right now. Y'all posting shit. We gonna say what y'all can't say.
Do you think it's an actual? Do you actually think it may be a video out there like that?
Listen, I mean, ain't no telling. Well, now with AIs, they're gonna drag the shit out of his ass.
Oh no!
They're gonna drag his ass, Tim. They're gonna drag him.
I can imagine AI on Pornhub showing you something like that.
Yep.
Oh,
and I'm sure he ain't no Ron Jeremy either. He ain't no Ron Jeremy either.
Oh no!
This shit is comical to me because now again, with them saying that, you see why he goes so hard at the LGBTQ community. That's because your ass was with one. That's what that is. That's why Melania don't like his ass either. The whistleblower.
I'm going to just tell you, I have the most difficult time imaginable believing that this can be true. I'm going to steal
I know
air.
you wouldn't like to. I know you wouldn't like to believe it because that's your dude.
It's not my
You
dude.
give him more credit than he deserves sometimes. We know, and it's okay. We still fucks with you. You see, we here. We still fucks with you.
I get
However,
a man credit where credit is due. I mean,
we'll give him credit for sucking off Bubba.
well, you know, the thing about it is now we're going to have to wait to hear from Bill Clinton. I mean, because now people, dude, somebody said you had your dick
Listen,
sucked.
we out in the Bill Clintons are free. His objective, it wasn't about the man or the woman. It's about to get that nut off. It don't matter where it came from. You heard? And that's what how the trick is that gets on his knees. Listen, I need a favor. One hand washes the other, and they both wash the face, Tim.
No.
Even if you on your knees doing it, stop playing.
No. I mean,
now we know why he fighting so hard to get those to hide them files.
well, there is no denying he is fighting hard. Why? I hate the word "hard" even keeps coming up now, but he is putting up a hell of a fight. Let me use a synonym.
Putting up a fight.
Yeah,
and like I said, we know he likes having one up on his opponent. Why wouldn't he just release it? Why release him? The unredacted version, with the exception of the victims' names, and shut everybody up. Like, see, it ain't shit in there. We don't want to take 1 or 2 lines from 20,000 pages. That does not justify anything. No, it doesn't.
Yeah, no, but I see in the comments, MAGA Reacts says, "You wish, guys, you wish." MAGA Reacts is saying this is nothing.
He's
but
probably a victim too and scared to say something. Blink twice if you're okay, MAGA. MAGA Reacts, blink twice if you're okay. This is the sign if you need help.
Oh my God, this has gotten horrible. Yeah,
that shit like that. He need this to come out like that, boy. Because I'm telling you, they gonna wet his ass out.
I don't believe it.
You don't have a D, little.
Yeah, I see that in the comments. I see Mike.
Listen, don't go there.
I see Mike is also saying pineapples. I don't believe it.
Well, that's fine. You don't have to. I find it very comical though. I said, what the but Jesus? Fix it, Jesus.
I'm kind of
and Pam Bondi knew all this shit because she was the reason Epstein got away.
You know, yeah. The crazy thing is, now that you see what happened with Jazane, with her going to minimum security, now that you find out about Epstein getting a sweetheart deal before he passed away, and it's pretty clear why they would treat these people so nice. Is because they could implicate, they could cause a lot of horrible shit to happen to other people.
They covering up, but listen, you can only cover up a little molehill, but so much before it turns into a mountain, and that's where it's heading. It's about to turn into a whole mountain. So his supporters, his little cult members, they can keep denying this shit if they want to. He gonna embarrass the shit out of them, like now.
Are we ever gonna get all of this stuff? I mean, let me just ask you. I know it's starting to look like they may have the votes, but do you think we're ever going to get all of this stuff? Because obviously Trump really don't want it to come out, and he's the president. Do you think we're going to get all of this? You think the files are going to be released in their entirety?
No, they're gonna deflect and deny and push back and hide this shit. As long as he's in office, we will. As long as we're in office, we're not going to hear a lot of it. They're gonna just hide that shit because he has too many of his cronies in position. Yeah. You understand what I'm saying? If you had a Democrat Congress or something like that, that stuff would have been out. You know what I mean?
I'm surprised that Trump
saying why didn't Biden release it because it was an open case. They could not release those. They were sealed until the case was finished. That's why they did not release them.
I'm surprised Trump don't have them delete everything they got, burn everything they got on paper, and just say.
Oh, trust me, if he could, he would, because then they'll know he's committing crimes, which he already is. But you can't do that.
Well, I got people telling me right now that maybe he's hiding the files because they're confidential. It could be a threat to national security. I mean,
absolutely not. Bullshit. Tim, come on, you know the smell of bullshit.
Yeah, I don't disagree that it's likely bullshit, but what I'm saying is I think he could do better for himself by deleting or burning the files and making up a bullshit excuse than having the files come out and having to explain that shit. So
That's
I mean,
true.
look,
Listen, we already know that everything is not. They're no longer the Epstein file. They're the Trump files. They're not the Epstein files. They're the Trump files. And you got some knee pads. Got their knee pads.
but let me, you stop it. Well, let me ask you this though: will it matter towards MAGA? I mean, well, if it comes out that either Trump was with a young girl or, God forbid, he sucked a dick, do you think that will matter to MAGA?
Did you just hear MAGA reacts when you're listening to him when he's talking? He tried to talk about everything but it. He tried to talk all around. They will not believe it at all. But see, and this, I give Trump credit for that. I give him credit. He said he could unallow somebody in Fifth Avenue and his supporters will still support him. They won't believe shit.
Yeah, but he sucking a dick on Fifth Avenue?
On Fifth Avenue.
God. I guess people do some crazy shit on New Year's when the ball drops. So, I mean...
He had 2 balls drop. Teabagged his ass. Let me find out Clinton teabagged his ass.
Oh, Lord.
You know he's a little older, so he probably had to sit in the seat and bubble on the desk and Oval Office. Stop playing.
I don't believe it.
Vision going on.
I'm still going to say I don't believe it. I see MAGA reactions give him something to believe. I'm like that too. I know Trump is capable of...
Listen, we don't need nothing to believe. He spits lies at all times.
Yeah.
He spits lies at all times and they still believe it. I'm taking it and running with it. I don't give a fuck how y'all do it.
I mean, listen, he ain't been the most honest guy in the room. I get it. He exaggerates a lot, like saying that Thanksgiving groceries are 25% cheaper, but it's a difference between exaggerating or telling a few white lies as opposed to sucking dick. I don't know.
Tim, you say that shit crazy, sucking dick.
I mean, because it's hard to believe. I mean,
that uncooked protein, like
don't start.
He got that uncooked protein in his mouth.
Oh my God, I don't believe it. I need to hear from Bill Clinton. Like, dude, we need to talk to you. I need to hear from Bill Clinton at this point. I mean, I heard you played this.
We need Bubba to come out and say something, you know.
Well, at this point, Bill Clinton could really hurt Trump big time. He's like, hey, he was sucking me. I mean, if Bill Clinton came out and said that.
And I'm glad that you kind of said that because even with them giving Ghislaine Maxwell, giving her, she was sentenced and then she doing this interview. How the fuck we know what she's saying was true?
Yeah. Well, like Mike pointed out, I think it's pretty clear that she actually told some lies because she pretty much exonerated Trump in the emails and making it clear that the idea
that her ass was lying.
Yeah. So yeah,
her ass was straight up lying, and his cult members know that her ass was lying. That's why she's in prison. She wasn't in prison because by mistake, mistaken identity.
Well, here's what I don't understand, and even MAGA, I'm kind of wondering because I know MAGA's not going to believe MSNBC, CNN, and all these. I get that. But what I don't understand is why MAGA has not demanded that they show some reason why they greatly upgraded the conditions for Ghislaine Maxwell. And the minimum security facility she's in, they're not even supposed to have sex offenders in them. So what makes her exempt with all the other people that has been convicted of that? What makes her exempt? Yeah, they not
because they're protecting her. She got up there, she didn't disclose anything. They said, all right, you don't disclose this, and we're gonna give you a better way to go. Just ride this out until my 3.5 years is up, and I'll let you out.
Yeah, I don't understand that part because the right often says that, they're the party of law and order and they don't believe in being, light on crime or a slap on the wrist. And they don't seem to be concerned at all. I mean, he greatly upgraded the quality of life for Ghislaine Maxwell. She stated in one of her own emails that she feels like Alice in Wonderland now that she's in there.
They full of shit about that law and order. He just pardoned 70-something people last week. The fuck? What kind of law and what kind of order? I mean, help me understand what kind of law, which order. Now y'all protecting P3DOs. Now y'all protecting the pedals. So make that make sense. Shut the fuck up about law and order. There's no law and order. There's no checks and balances. None of that shit. You just got some derailed idiot with a big bank account around here running around like this is his personal playground.
So then why is because I mean we know groceries are not 25% cheaper and the economy is not booming. Why is MAGA holding this back like this?
Maybe they on their knees too.
Oh, you need to stop. I listen.
All right, Tim. All right. But for the life of me, and I don't know if it makes them feel empowered. You know, I really don't know how when you have, it's a word for that. What is it? Octavius or abstentious or some shit like that. However, when you can see, that's a double think, actually. When you can see the actual proof, but you still won't believe it. That's a double think. That's what they do. That's who they are. When you see the actual proof of what's right and what's wrong, you still go with the latter because that's your man. Y'all hear the lies he spits out. Oh, but wait, I forgot half of them motherfuckers don't read, so they might not know the truth.
Yeah, but they know that. I think everybody knows that Thanksgiving dinner is not going to be 25% cheaper. He said that the price for energy is going to be 50% cheaper by January. It's hard to. I don't care how much you support Trump.
Not the energy here in New York. That shit went up by $100. So what is he talking about?
It went down nowhere.
Not here in New York. The fuck?
And
all he do is lie. That's all he do is lie. That's why they need to take, whether it's the truth or the lie, take that shit and run with it. Nigga, you sucking dick now? What?
SGB says, Tim, you keep asking this because they like racism.
Racism who likes racism? Racism always, this is what this country was built on racism. It's never going to go away.
No, he's saying that they're holding Trump's back despite what comes out because maybe he's helping them cash in on a racist America or something.
Yeah, all that. I tell you, he got them all in their pocket. You know what I'm saying? You pay me this amount and I'll give you this position. You pay me. He's a trick. That's what tricks do. And this, again, it's no surprise. His father got his riches off a brothel. So you think that should just go with Trump growing up around his father that he wasn't going to pick up some
I'm all good with hanging around a brothel with sucking dick and something different. I don't know about that.
When it comes to making that money, you ain't really caring where it's coming from as long as you don't think your secret is exposed, Tim. As long as you don't think nobody know what happened behind this closed door, we just gonna rock with it. But let me tell you this, and you can take this to your grave. When your friend becomes your foe, all your secrets the world to know.
Wow. That's a hell of a rap. I gotta move it on, gangster. About to call you gangster grandma. Everybody sound like gangster grandma in this car.
It's all good.
Well, you said the uncooked protein, Miss Mobetta.
Protein, she gonna wear you out with it.
I'm scared. I'm scared. I gotta go.
All right, I'll holler.
Appreciate it. Good talk. All right, moving on with the program. This is not what I expected. We were talking about the price of groceries being 25% cheaper and things like that. And I was looking at the president might be doing some I don't even want to think about it. Let me go back to the box. We'll go to Sherbert. Good evening, welcome to the program. When you ask them why they like Trump, the very first thing they say is immigration. It's always going to be immigration. Well, they secure the border. Procopio Sanchez says gangsta auntie, maybe. Not gangsta grandma, gangsta auntie Sanchez. Okay. Sherbert. And I don't even know the president. President liking things that I never thought he might like. I'm thinking this got to be a farce.
Drip, drip.
Well, normally dripping is blood. It ain't white blood, is it?
Well, this time it is.
Yeah. Do you believe this is some bullshit, right?
No.
Tim, I have LGBT family. There is nothing wrong with it. Just because the old man wanted to suck some dick to get into the Illuminati. Yeah, it's not too crazy.
The man was already a billionaire. He didn't need to suck dick.
To get into that group that Epstein ran, he had to have blackmail on him. It's really not that hard to understand. And all these people that don't want to believe it don't believe he's ever done anything wrong. So, of course, they won't believe this.
So you're saying to get into the Illuminati, they have to be able to trust you, have loyalty. So you got to give them something significant so that they'll have something to blackmail you for if you're ever disloyal.
Yes. And the other reason I believe this so hard is that he's been fighting so hard to keep it, still locked away. He doesn't want this released. He doesn't want anybody to know his blackmail. And I don't really give a shit who's in those files. The information needs to come out, and we'll go after all of them. And if you can prove you didn't do anything wrong, if all that video evidence, even in the bathrooms, comes out and you didn't do anything, cool. But if you did, fuck you. You go to prison. Or in my case, what I would really like is much worse things.
No, well, I mean, it may just come out that somebody put a dick in their mouth. I mean, which is 100% legal. I mean,
I'm LGBT friendly. I don't give a shit about that. I don't even care that Trump did it. I just don't like these hypocrites that are saying, "Oh, there's no way."
You can't blow off another president, sure. Claudia, listen, thank you for the support. Appreciate the super chat. You can't just.
Trump did.
I don't believe it, man.
That's nice. MAGA doesn't believe fucking anything, even when there's video evidence of Trump saying shit. So I really don't care what they believe. I'm going to believe this.
Well, the emails don't look good, which is why I guess he definitely does not want the emails to become, the emails to become public, but they leaked them out. And I mean, apparently there's more of these that we don't know about yet.
All the more reason all the information needs to come out. I can't stand that we're protecting pedophiles.
Yeah.
That bothers me to my absolute core. And anybody that is okay with keeping these files hidden.
But what about what MAGA React said is that, it could be innocent people that get harmed in this as well. Claudia, thank you. Wait, say that again?
You better know who your friends are before you go to the private islands or his New York apartments or his, any of his properties.
Yeah.
There's some people that probably didn't do anything. They just went to a cool party. But that doesn't mean that we can't prove it when he had every room on his island surveilled. Every single one. Yeah. So no, when we release the 5 terabytes of data to the people that are legally allowed to prosecute under those things and see the footage without, doing something illegal, I don't see anything wrong with that. We should be able to see all of the evidence. And when they're fighting to keep Snap, locked down, even though they were ordered by a judge, and now he's trying to do absolutely everything. Apparently, he threatened Nancy Mace in the Situation Room.
And I know he had. If
you're willing to do that, of course he's going to do anything he can. This is ridiculous to say otherwise. Yeah, and I see in the comments, Alter Ego says nobody here knows what happened. That is true, Alter Ego, but that's what's making this such a topic, is that it's clear Trump don't want nobody to know what happened. Trump is the one that is giving this whole thing energy by putting up so much resistance. No, let me just say it this way, I'm talking to MAGA when I say this. There's no way in hell you would have thought this time last year that we would be in November still trying to find out what's in the Epstein files. They absolutely made it appear as if the Democrats were stalling on this shit, and if you put Trump in, he would be transparent. And he's doing exactly the opposite. So nobody knows what's going on. I'll give you that. But forcing this shit to come out by a trickle, as opposed to just giving the information, is what's fueling this. Is the way Trump is handling this, what's making this go on. Just, if you didn't do shit, put it out there. Now, Tim, I got another topic that I've been trying to get on here for days to talk to you about.
What do you got?
OPEC sets all the prices for fuel, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, it's my understanding is that there was a OPEC meeting where right before Trump left office in his first term, where he negotiated for the next 2 years. And so when the price of gas went up like crazy, right when Trump left, it was because OPEC had negotiated a 2-year deal to raise the prices by shorting production. And so the exact same way that Afghanistan withdrawal was set for after he left, the OPEC deal was set to start after he left. And so he rigged the system to screw everyone over, and no one wants to talk about it.
Well, when you say no one wants to talk about it, the problem is that's a downfall of President Biden. Is that if that happened, because if it happened under Trump, if Trump after being president, all of a sudden some shaky deal from the previous president left him on the lurch for higher prices, he would make sure everybody knew what happened. Biden didn't do a good job at that. So I'm not disagreeing, because I've heard, you're not the first I've heard say that, but I'm just going to simply say it. Biden's responsibility was to, literally while he was campaigning for president, he should have said that if he knew about it. And certainly once he became president, that should have been something he should have told people right away, is that, unfortunately, I got to go over here and talk to OPEC because Trump done made a bad deal, and we're on the cusp of gas prices going up. Should have been up. That's what Trump would do. That's one reason why people like Trump. He talks to the people. Even if it's not always true, he talks to the people.
Now, we were also dealing with a worldwide pandemic during that time. When that deal was signed, there was a lot more news to be covered than the OPEC deal.
Didn't let Kamala Harris do it.
Well, I don't know why she didn't.
There's no excuse for it. If something like that is happening.
That this deal was not true. I've only heard that it actually did happen.
Well, I'm going to say what I always say.
Until I see proof otherwise.
Yeah, I'm going to say what I always say. You are going to get credit, or you're going to get complaints for what happens under your watch, whether you're responsible for it or not. That's just the way it is. And if gas prices go down because of a deal from your predecessor, you're going to take credit for it, even though you had nothing to do with it. So if they go up because of your predecessor, you're going to get criticized for it. That's just the way it is. So Biden should have did a better job letting the public know what went on, and then MSNBC and liberal networks could have picked it up. But that message was not being put out there like that. If it happened in reverse, you'd have Trump saying it every go round. You'd have MAGA all over social media saying it. You'd have the Megyn Kelly saying it on social media. It would be everywhere because they would get that message out there. So that's where Biden failed his own campaign doing that.
Yeah, but I think the Democrats are much more willing to fight and get scrappy than we were in the past. And especially when it's been proven that MAGA is such bad faith on almost every single topic. And not MAGA Reacts, MAGA as a general whole is always bad faith.
I think it's the progressive, the younger version of the Democrat Party, because the party is starting to go more progressive now. Just like MAGA, because everybody's talking about the Democrat Party is finished and, it's the AOCs and Mamdanis. There could be some validity to that. The party is going further left, but they don't tell you that the Republicans are going further right as well. So I can see the progressive side of the Democrat Party. They are willing to fight more than the Chuck Schumers and the Hakeem Jeffries. They're more calmer. But yeah, the AOCs, the Mamdanis, they are willing to fight more.
Maxwell Frost is becoming a superhero in there. And I think we need much more people that are both in his age range, and B, willing to stand up when hypocrisy and bullshit is soaked on the floor.
Now, in the comments, Handsome Conservative says, I think the party is out of sync with the people. Are you saying the Democrat Party is out of sync, or are you saying the Republican Party is out of sync? Because Trump's popularity numbers right now are terrible. They talk about the Democrat Party and how their poll numbers are bad, but Trump's poll numbers are not good whatsoever. And certainly this Epstein shit ain't helping that out. But I think both sides are going further in their corners right now. But go ahead. What'd you say?
MAGA Reacts is saying that the right has never been more center.
What?
That's 100% not true.
You're talking about
the left had to get pulled so much more to the right so that we could even come to even a can't say it right. We had to come so far to the right to even have an idea of common ground. And now you want to call that center. Fuck you. You guys are the extremists, and you pulled us all the way over because we didn't have a choice to even so we could have a dialogue with you assholes.
Yeah.
Fuck you.
Yeah, I would definitely say the right is definitely not centered. They're talking, trying to put Bibles in schools.
The left went too far. Oh, because people wanted to get married and it didn't matter which sex they had. Fuck you guys. You're totally a party of hatred. Ooh. And I'm done with it. You guys can't keep telling me to not trust my lying eyes.
Well, I would definitely say the idea that the Republican Party under Trump is center is, that's flat out false. I mean, we're getting to the point now where they're talking about, putting Bibles in schools and shit like that. And
wait,
that's far right. That's far right stuff.
You guys are the center while the military is in U.S. cities. Get fucked.
I can't argue with it. They're not center,
you definitely can't because they are the extremists. Yeah. So to say that they are the center is utter horse shit. And I'm so tired of playing this game. Oh, the sky is green. Actually, it's blue. No, I said it's green.
And the answer conservative say, but they're only in Democrat cities. That's even further to the right. The fact that he's picking and choosing, targeting Democrat areas, that makes it even worse. They're going far to the right. That's not center. I mean, the government shutdown is a perfect example of how you can see clearly that the Republican Party is not center. They pretty much told the Democrats, either you roll with us or we roll over you. There was no meeting of the middle. I mean, Trump was busy sending out pictures of people wearing sombreros and shit. He wasn't trying to reach out at all. That's not center. He's like, I'm in charge.
The one who's played more golf than any other president ever is the one that's doing the most work. Whatever. But Tim, I'm still working and I'm about to be late for my next stop. I gotta go.
Anytime.
Love the show. Have a good night.
You appreciate it, Sherbert. Thank you coming. Thank you coming through. Anytime.
Bring up King.
Somebody said bring. He's only doing that because his xenophobia, says Kingfin. A perfect example of a party caving on what they were doing for their party. I don't. Listen. The Democrats are faced with a conundrum. Either they continue fighting the Republican Party, and people are not getting SNAP, or federal employees are not getting paid. And Trump was also starting to target Democrat programs and shit as more revenge, which once again shows he's not meeting in the middle. Okay, if you guys are going to continue shutting the country down, as opposed to seeing if we can work something out with you, I'm going to start targeting Democrat programs and make it harder on you. That's going farther to the right. So the Democrats had a choice, either lead the country shut down and keep fighting, knowing that SNAP benefits are not going to be handed out, the skies are not safe to fly in, federal employees are not being paid, or you can work with the Republicans, open up the country, and now people's health care gets fucked up. There really is no good solution on that. And I'll tell you this, it's pretty obvious when you look at the Obama years. The right does not favor any form of universal health care. So I don't see the country being open in late January because this is going to come up for another vote again. And my guess is the same stance Trump has on universal health care now he's going to have then. He just stated, if you come in, if you open the country up, we'll talk to you. I don't believe there's a lot of sincerity in that. I think that whatever the Democrats want, he's going to say they want too much, and that's going to be the end of it. He definitely is not leaning to the middle, but he will come up with something, I can guarantee it. Well, Robbie, I mean, he may come up with, he already did come up with something. He wanted to give everybody $2,000 and let them buy their own health care, as if $2,000 would do anything towards providing you health care. He did come up with something. It's useless. It's not going to, two grand goes nowhere if you actually need health care. That's not going to go anywhere, but he did come up with something. How does the orange stain, expect to let people negotiate their own insurance deals? That's so stupid. Well, like I said, $2,000 ain't gonna cut it. Let me go back to the box, tap the screen, get us on up over 100. You guys can make that happen if you let your thumbs not be lazy. Tap the screen, get the likes on up. $2 grand isn't meant to take care of healthcare. Well, then he's doing nothing for healthcare, Mike. What you're saying, then he's doing nothing for it. King, good evening. out to the late D'Angelo. What are you getting at, Mike?
Ask your man.
King, I mean, what are you getting?
How does it feel?
I'm thinking about what we're discussing, and then you come on with D'Angelo, and I'm picturing him standing there naked during the video, and I'm like, what are you getting at?
Exactly. How does it feel, motherfuckers? Now that you found out after raging over xenophobia, homophobia, trans issues, the whole fucking gambit of shit, you find out your orange shit stain of a president is sucking dick. How does it feel?
I don't believe it. And MAGA React says, I'm happy to see you guys happy after that shutdown loss. It doesn't, no matter what the Democrats do, it was going to be viewed as a loss, their MAGA Reacts. But I don't know if I believe that, King. I don't know if I believe the president is doing that. That's hard to imagine.
It wouldn't be. See, here's the problem. You have a hard time believing that because you can't see a president or a sitting president actually doing that. It's kind of like how you felt when it came out that Bill Clinton was getting head in the Oval Office, was getting head, right?
That's believable. I mean, powerful man. Right? I mean, she was 21. That's definitely believable.
We're not talking about regular human beings. We're talking about depraved motherfuckers. Trump has always been a depraved motherfucker. Period. Point blank. They showed you through time. They showed you through magazines. They showed you through the CP5. They showed you through the fucking videos where he was standing next to Epstein, giggling, pointing, and jagging motherfuckers up at the same time. They showed you already.
They didn't show King. King, they didn't show us the president sucking dick. That ain't believe. It's hard to believe.
No, it's not. It's not hard to believe. It's hard to believe for you because you want to uphold these motherfuckers to a standard that they don't even uphold themselves to. He was sucking dick, and Putin got the pictures. That's why he not doing shit to Putin, because Poo-Poo got the pictures. Mark done already said the shit is right. It's a real fucking email. Him and Ghislaine was talking about it. Ghislaine's the pimp. Maxwell's the hoe. Trump's the trick. And Bill was the dick. You understand? We gonna keep it a buck. He was sucking on a lollipop. It just happened to be named Bill.
I mean, not only is it hard to believe that he would do that, but then to let somebody film it is even worse.
How do you know he knew it was being filmed?
Oh my God. I'm starting.
Epstein, wait, see, you got to think about this shit. Epstein might not have told Trump or none of them motherfuckers that he has a security system watching their ass 24 hours a day, because we do know that that's true. Epstein had a security system, period. In that whole fucking complex, on the whole fucking grounds, he was 24 hours a day taping motherfuckers, okay? So let's keep it a buck. You're not going to believe it till you see the tape, but I'm telling you now, sometime this week, little boys are going to start coming out and telling you that Trump touched them.
No. Wait a minute. You're telling me what is he now suddenly Catholic all of a sudden? No, I don't believe that.
No. If he'll suck a dick off a Bill, he'll suck a dick off a kid. You know what? I can attribute a lot of things. I don't know if I totally believe that it was an Illuminati thing. It could have been, but I'm gonna tell you the truth. I think they was fucking with little boys and little girls too.
Real quick in the comments, Zizik said this is just conspiracy theory focused on the files. This is in the files. Some of this stuff is.
This is not conspiracy theory. You can't call it a theory when they got the fucking emails. And this is a good question I got for you. All these MAGA motherfuckers talking about, oh yeah, it's just conspiracy. These emails don't exist. Wait a minute. Didn't somebody else have some emails that was fucking going on for years? Didn't they say, but those emails are so incriminating. Wasn't that Hillary that had them emails about? The emails.
Hillary Clinton could do herself a big deal of service by going on TV and saying, did you hear anything about emails lately?
I swear.
Yeah, because
the meme would be insane.
Right.
It would be Hillary with those emails right on top of her fucking head. Those emails. Remember those emails? Now we got these emails. It's just all about the emails, you dig? Because it's Epstein instead of Clinton, right? What about those emails? Yeah, your president who you claim was sucking dick. This motherfucker was mad, and everybody went in uprage when a gay couple wanted somebody to make a fucking cake for them. But this motherfucker's at Mar-a-Lago and J. East Island sucking dick.
I don't believe it.
Sucking dick.
I don't believe it. In the comments, one of my viewers wants to know why you have to always says, why does Trump have to call people? Oh, you're talking about, never mind. I thought he was talking about you, but I don't know. It's hard for me to believe it, man. I mean, listen.
You want to believe like MAGA reacts. You want to twist yourself into a pretzel. You want to make sure you can't possibly believe he was sucking dick, but he was, Tim. He was sucking dick. He had a dick in his mouth. And it just so happened to be attached to Bill Clinton. That's why him and Hillary was in such a motherfucking big deal. The boy is mine.
Now, I will tell you something. You stopped it. What is this, Monica and Brandy? All of a sudden, the boy is mine. No, what I will say is this. What Sherbert said, and it's just speculation. As one of my viewers said, it's just conspiracy theory. But what he said, to join the Illuminati, we got to have something on you that would make you, loyal. That actually is odd as I'm about to say. That would make sense. Not that I believe Trump did this, though.
Why do you think J.E. got the sweetheart deal? Why do you think Ghislaine is in minimum prison right now with a dog? When we know damn well they don't treat SMEX offenders like that. Why do you think he hasn't done shit to Putin? He ain't did shit to Putin, not a damn thing. Putin had his first lady, whatever you want to call the skank, whatever you want to call her. Her pictures all over state TV, butt ass naked. Let me ask you this:
Were they not doing? Wait, hold on. Were they not doing any type of business or policy? They were just fucking. I mean, why is all this sex shit? I mean, what were you guys doing? All of these world leaders, y'all just fucking each other. Y'all ain't discussing business at all.
Well, think about it. What else do they have time to do? I mean, they can say they in there meeting, talking all that time, but these conversations that they're supposed to be happening or having aren't fucking hours long.
So I suppose Diddy just sitting in prison like, what the fuck am I in it for? I mean, like, this is crazy, man. I don't, like I said, I'm going to believe that Trump. I'm going to believe.
I want to ask you something else.
Go ahead.
Check this out. South Park has been grilling his ass. They've been cooking his ass this whole fucking season, left and right, with 6 episodes.
Yeah, he's naked in every episode.
Ganja, motherfucking bumbleclot fire every fucking episode. Why hasn't he sued South Park yet? If none of this is, if all of this is defamation of character, if all of this is fake, how come he ain't sued South Park yet? The motherfucker tried to get Jimmy Kimmel and Steve Colbert knocked off air. And all they did was basically show the clip of his goofy ass. The stupid gaffes he made.
Yeah, South Park has had him. Yeah, South Park is
on his ass.
He naked in every episode. Yeah, I don't get that. He naked in every episode of South Park. I don't understand why he hasn't won. Maybe he thinks there's not a big audience for that.
Oh, it's a definite big audience for that. And even if it ain't, they're streaming. South Park has been what, 20? They've been probably right behind The Simpsons. 20-something episode, 20-something seasons.
Yeah.
So South Park ain't going away, but the question still remains, he would have to prove that this shit didn't happen, correct?
Yeah. Well, Tony Smiley in the comments said he hasn't went out to South Park because of satire. It looks like Nate11 also said South Park is comedy satire. So, but Trump normally don't like satire either.
But Jimmy Kimmel isn't satire? Jimmy Kimmel didn't even say anything about CK. All he did was play the clip where a reporter asked Trump about CK, and this goofy motherfucker went off to talking about the ballroom. And he tried to get Jimmy Kimmel canceled for that shit. Is that not satire?
I mean,
am I missing something?
Stephen Colbert is satire too. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Like I said, I just want to believe that the guy ain't sucking dick. That's
Oh, he's sucking dick, Tim. He's sucking dick. He done sucked the dick. It's too late. He done sucked the dick. Now, if he's getting his bag blown out currently, we will never know. I don't. Matter of fact, to be honest with you, I don't know if I want to know that, because I don't want to imagine that whole motherfucker
getting his bag blown out. Jesus.
I mean, it would stand to reason why he's wearing a diaper all the time.
Oh, Oh, come on. No.
How does it feel, baby?
Yeah, and I see in the comments, Jermaine mentioned what Mike said earlier. Remember, Trump praised Arnold Palmer on how big his package was at the rally.
Yes.
Yeah, he did say that. He did say
this
that.
This is a dead man's dick. He gloating over that. Grindr crashed in Arizona at the CK Memorial. Why did it crash? Ain't an area-based locating app for what? Go ahead and say it. You can say it.
You making it sound like the Republican Party is nothing but a bunch of flags. Take out the L. No.
Listen, this is what I'm saying. There is a lot of shit that's starting to add up, and it makes perfect fucking sense going along with these damn emails. The reason he didn't want them fucking files to come out is because everybody would know Lil Donnie's secret. Little Donnie likes it hard. Okay? He likes it hard through the back, and he likes it hard through the front. Okay? There's no women. See, and it even makes more sense. Think about this. When Stormy Daniels came out with her story, was she not saying that he wasn't even flaccid for her?
Stormy called him a mushroom dick. I remember that. What are you saying?
And he wasn't even flaccid. He wasn't even flaccid for her when she came.
I don't remember all of that. That's graphic as fuck.
Maybe he didn't want Stormy. Maybe he wanted Storm.
What?
Yeah. Little Donnie likes it hard, bro. Little Donnie likes it hard. And MAGA, I can give fucking less what you say. You are a fucking pretzel. You humanly walk up every time you come on this panel. You walk yourself into some shit and twist yourself back out. I don't give a fuck. Stay in your little fucking trailer in Florida and do what you do. You might want to watch your mouth.
Why are you?
Because ICE might be knocking at your door next.
Why are you? Why are you suggesting he's in a trailer?
Yeah, I don't know. It just sounds good to me. I'm doing like he do. I'm twisting it a little bit, right? Because that's what he do. He twists his words every time he come up here. He'll start in one position and end up in another one. Pause. Just like Trump.
All right, King. I gotta go. Because this is.
Wait. Hey, Trump was in front of him right there. He's standing. Bill's standing right in front of him, asking him, "How does it feel?"
This show's went off the rails. King, have a good night. This show is off the fucking rails. Who is the delusional person here, says Dick? I think it's me at this point, because this is crazy. Y'all wildin', sis, forever CT. I didn't think it was gonna go this way. Let me tell you what I had queued up. We were not supposed to talk about the president sucking dick. This is not what we were supposed to be talking about. This information came in. I guess I wasn't watching enough news today to get those, because apparently there are emails that came out that indicate there was a correspondence between Epstein and someone else that indicated that Trump was potentially blowing Bubba, also known as Bill Clinton. But that ain't what we were talking about.
They have this new word called affordability. It was a con job. Affordability, they call it, was a con job by the Democrats. More than anything else, it's a con job by the Democrats.
I don't want to hear about the affordability. Every price is down.
Costs are way down.
The groceries are way down. Everything is way down.
Talked about, prices are up. No, prices are down.
That's what we were going to be talking about. Whether or not you were seeing grocery prices way down, as President Trump stated. That's what we were going to be talking about. Not the president sucking dick. But it came up, a lot of times the program, and I do agree for the great, that's probably not true about the grocery prices being way down. But it's not him sucking dick. And, a lot of our shows can literally go off the rails if new information comes down, and that's what happened. Anyway, looking in the comments, I wasn't expecting that. I just was not at all. In fact, President Trump's handling of the Epstein files, I don't think it's just the Democrats or the liberals that have a problem with that. apparently there's a lot of Republicans that don't like what he's doing either.
Basically, every single issue he ran on in 2024. But the Epstein files, the Epstein case are especially dreadful for him. What are we talking about here? Well, let's take a look at Trump's Senate approval rating on the issue. Look, they're all in red. They're all in the negative territory. But on immigration, he's 5 points underwater. Foreign policy, 8 points. Trade and tariffs, he's 17 points. The economy, 18 points. But look at the Epstein case. He is 39 points below water on the Epstein case. His net approval is 39 points in the negative. My goodness gracious. What Donald Trump has been selling on the Epstein files, the Epstein case, the American people, simply put, have not been buying at all.
Now, I will say, now looking at this is crazy. Immigration, foreign policy, trade and tariffs, the economy, and the Epstein case. Now, this is CNN, so for my beloved MAGA, take it with a grain of salt. By the way, I'm going to ask you folks something that I don't normally ask, or I do ask, but I haven't asked tonight. If you enjoy this type of dialogue from all sides of the aisle, go ahead and feel free to sub. If you're watching on YouTube, give your boy a sub. If you happen to be watching currently on X, TikTok, or Instagram, go ahead and follow the program. We're here most weeknights. Show your boy some love. Follow the program. Give us a sub, if you will. These five tenets. Now, the crazy thing is Trump made promises on all of this stuff before becoming president. To me, his promise on immigration, I suppose you would suggest that he might be over delivering. Now, they're saying he's underground by 5 points, probably because it's too aggressive, or he made it sound like they were going to be deporting, bad hombres and things like that, not just grandmas and people like that. So, I mean, I can understand the negative it's only 5 points negative. So that means that there's a lot of people that like his immigration policies. Foreign policy, negative 8 points. What would foreign, because they got trade and tariffs its own category. So what else would foreign policy be? I guess the actions in Venezuela down there. What he did with the Ukraine-Russian issue, him backing Netanyahu. I guess some of that would be foreign policy. Negative 8 points. Trade and tariffs, negative 17 points. Now, I'm really surprised that that's not higher, probably because a lot of Americans have not felt the effects of the tariffs just yet. But I expect that to go up. I really do. As the cost of goods and services goes up more, that will go up. And of course, right under that, they have the economy at negative 18 points. And that'll be all blended into one. If the tariffs cause goods and services to go up, they're going to view that as a bad economy. I mean, if the tariffs make it so that everything from TVs to toys to food prices go up, that's going to also look like a bad economy. So the tariffs and the economy are kind of all tied into one to some degree. But last but not least, the Epstein case, negative 39 points. I'll tell you, it's because of what I said earlier. I don't even think MAGA views Trump's handling of the Epstein case as favorable, because it's pretty clear he's trying to hide something. Whether you think Trump is 100% innocent and has done nothing wrong, it's still clear he's trying to hide something for some reason. He can make up a host of excuses. Maybe he's doing it because there's, information in there that may be a matter of national security. Maybe he's doing it to protect innocent people from being harmed. Maybe he's doing it because he sucked some dick. Who knows? But he is clearly hiding what's in the Epstein files. So I can see where the negative 39 came from, but that is kind of what we were going to discuss. I didn't expect all the other shit to come up. It's not just him hiding it, says Ryan Hosinger. Then what else is it? Let me know in the comments. What else is it? In Zachary, you said, where do you go to call in? We're currently on Instagram, X. Well, I don't know if X, you can't call in on X. We're currently on X. We're currently on Instagram and TikTok. So if you're on one of those programs, we'll bring you up. Tim, this was just the first stage of Trump's economy. There is more disasters to come. Yikes. You mean it's going to get worse is what you're saying. Wow. Anyway, let me go back to the box. And then I see in the comments, I think it says Slike. 2 Democrat judges blocked the files from being released. Okay. Whatever the case may be, you're not going to be able to blame all this away on the Democrat judges, though, Slike, because President Trump is making it clear he don't want this information released either. So maybe he's joining the Democrat judges or whatever, but I mean, he's stated stop talking about the Epstein files. Now he's calling the Republicans that vote with the Democrats to release the information. He's calling them weak. So you can bring up Democrat judges and what they did, but Trump is involved in it too. Trump is overwhelmingly made it clear that he don't want that stuff released. So you can't bringing up Democrat judges is not going to explain away his own actions. Let me go back to the box. We'll go to, I don't know what I just, James Harper. Good evening, James. When he just talks to the chat, his numbers something, when someone calls, his numbers go down. Mike, I don't agree with that whatsoever, but okay. He says, when I just talked to the chat, I got four other platforms going, Mike. You're only on one of them. James, good evening.
Good evening, Tim.
Hey,
I want to say something about that guy that just said that thing about the judges. Were those judges blocked? Were the transcripts from the indictment? They didn't block the Epstein files. And for the people that's going to say, well, the Democrats in Congress, they voted on against it. No, what they were voting on was Mike Johnson's wordplay on trying to like get out of the that vote that's coming next week. When that shit that they put out was what the oversight committee was doing, like getting the information from the oversight committee talking about some. Oh yeah, they're going to handle it. So we're going to put a vote in for them to get the files that they're getting.
All right, fair enough. Well, like what I stated, though, it doesn't matter what happened. It doesn't take away from the fact that Trump is trying to block this stuff from coming out. You can bring up or can deflect to anybody else. It's pretty clear Trump himself does not want this information released. So bringing up Democrat judges does not take away from what Trump is doing.
It's always a telltale sign when he calls it a hoax. Anything that's like negative against him that he knows is going to like really be bad against him, it becomes a hoax. Just like it was a hoax and a witch hunt for the classified files. It was a hoax and a witch hunt for the stuff he did in New York. It was a hoax and a witch hunt when he did the attempt to take over the government.
Well, listen, I can't fault Trump for doing it. It works. I mean, if he says something is a hoax or a witch hunt, it does work. So, I mean, because
his base is gullible.
I can't speak on that. I'm not part of his base, but I'm just simply saying I can't blame the man for doing what works. If he tells his base something and they believe it, then shit, why not tell him that? So what about this whole claim that this guy might have been sucking dick? You don't believe that, do you?
I wouldn't be surprised. Like you gotta remember, like rich people that ain't got nothing but time on their hands, they get bored and they do other shit.
I don't care how I can hit the fucking Powerball today, which is almost $1 billion. I'm not gonna suck dick. I don't get that.
And that's you and me, Tim. We don't think like that. But hey, remember, we also thought that like people like Diddy wasn't doing some crazy shit and then wake up.
I don't even think Diddy was sucking dick. I mean, when you think about what Diddy was doing, Diddy was just having a lot of sex.
With everybody.
But he wasn't sucking dick. What Diddy did is nothing different than some Diddy and Mr. Diddy and
just stop talking about we're gullible because we believe he's guilty. We know he's guilty. Like you don't stall and beg the Supreme Court for help if your ass is innocent. You try to go through your damn trial.
Yeah, and real quick in the comments,
in court.
And real quick in the comments, Zizek says, unless you can prove he was blowing the banana, there's no point in speculating. We just need to. Well, listen, politics has a lot of speculating in it. I mean, it's been that way since day one. I mean, Trump speculates on a whole bunch of shit too. I mean, that's kind of what happened. So, live by the sword, die by the sword. But I don't know. I just have a hard time believing that the man was doing something crazy like that. And by the way, P. Diddy was no different than Mr. Marcus or somebody. He just had a lot of sex.
If that was the case, he wouldn't have went to jail like that.
I think what P. Diddy did was similar to what they suggested Charlie Kirk did. He made enemies out of the wrong people. I think P. Diddy would be happily squirting baby oil right now if he didn't go after the wrong people. I think he went after some folks and some lawsuits or some shit like that, and that led to this happening. I don't think because listen, the guy was just having orgies that he funded. It wasn't nobody underage there or nothing. I get that
then he didn't do anything underage, but it wasn't just women that he was sleeping with. Like you don't have male escorts on speed dial if you only just mess with women.
Yeah, but I'm not hearing the crime there, James. I'm not hearing any crime.
I don't know what, like, I don't have the exacts on like what happened, like, but other than him beating the shit out of Cassie, like,
he should have been charged with. He should have been charged with domestic violence. But other than that, I'm not seeing what this guy. I mean, like everybody he fucked or got fucked by, they were all paid. Nobody was complaining. Nobody was, other than Cassidy, I guess to some degree. But I mean, most of them were not complaining that they were being sexually assaulted or anything. I mean, he paid some escorts to come around and escort him around the bedroom or whatever. And they got paid. He got laid. I mean, I'm not hearing the crime other than prostitution.
You're right.
And he's gotten years in behind bars for that.
As far as old cuck in chief.
Did you say the cuck in chief?
Yep.
Oh my God. Well, listen, I don't know. Like I said, I still have a hard time believing that the guy would do something crazy like that. But if I had a nickel for every time I said I had a hard time believing Trump would do something like that, I'd be doing all right. Because everything Trump does is unprecedented.
In a bad way, because that man has no morals.
Oh, I can't speak on it. I just, man.
What person goes to Congress to say, I mean, not the Congress, to the courts to say, I need you to stop them from making me give this money to the poor people so they can go get food.
Yeah, is that a lack of more? I mean, it was terrible to do that. I mean, he was using the SNAP recipients as political pawns to go after the Democrats. I mean, it just lets you know that nothing is off limits. I mean, he's the kind of guy that if he gets in a gunfight, he might pick up a kid as a shield. I mean, I get that.
If that's the case, then why, when the government was shut down, all this shit going on, is he still like throwing these massive parties and was doing all this other shit, like spending all this exorbitant amount of money when he realized, hey, the country's in serious trouble?
I hear what you're saying. I'm not disagreeing with it, but I would almost question, as opposed to asking why would MAGA overlook that? I mean, MAGA knew when SNAP was being held up and federal workers were not getting paid.
Because MAGA believes a stereotype. The people that's on SNAP and all that, they just lazy. They don't want to work. They don't pull themselves up by their bootstrap. All they do is they just sit around all day and collect this check. And apparently they get all this absorbent food for free.
Now, let me ask you this, and I guess people in the comments can answer as well. Now, this is my own observation. Hopefully I'm wrong on this. I always say that, but I'm noticing, particularly when SNAP was being held up, whether it's, NBC Nightly News or, ABC with David Muir, Good Morning America, everybody they put on TV that was complaining how bad life would be without SNAP seemed to be black people. You want
to know why, Tim?
I don't, yes, I do want to know why, because I'm being told more whites receive SNAP.
Because they were cherry picking the sources of who was complaining. Like it would go against the stereotype that they put out if they sat there and pick and chose all the rural white people that are sitting there complaining about all their benefits that they used to get no longer being there. But if we can continue the narrative to say, oh, look at this black person, like, see, it's always the ghetto people that's on these programs doing fraud. And then let's be honest, Tim. Every time when they talk about fraud and welfare fraud and things like that, who's the main people that you see on the mugshots? Are they black people or are they white?
They're black, but I guess it fits the stereotype.
Not on welfare fraud. On welfare fraud, they're usually white.
Oh, you mean like when they show a bunch of pictures like that? Yeah.
The bunch of mugshots.
Yeah.
Of the people that's actually abusing the system. They usually are white.
Yeah, I've seen plenty of that. But I'm just simply saying, when I see them oftentimes showing black people on TV talking about I'm not going to be able to feed my kid and stuff like that, I'm looking and thinking, I see why most people believe that it's most of the SNAP recipients are black. Like, that's all you see on TV complaining about it. It's black people.
That's because, no, I see white people complaining all the time on the internet. The problem is those aren't the ones that they choose to put on their feed. Just like when they say like violent criminals, they usually, when it's usually a black person, what they show, like a mugshot or some kind of picture that makes them look mean and menacing. Yeah. But when it comes to like a white person, what is it, like a high school graduation photo, like the nicest picture they can figure out, they'll use that shit. It's all about portraying an image.
Yeah. I have noticed that a little bit more than I wanted to see in recent times. And you're right about the calm photo. I mean, I remember when Trayvon Martin got taken out and they started putting, it was number 17, and they put these menacing looking photos of him up, and it's like, he's a victim. He wasn't doing anything wrong, and you wouldn't have found, hoodie photos and shit of him. I mean, that yeah.
Let it be a white school shooter, and they'll put that person's class photo with them smiling and everything, trying to say like, oh, he was just a troubled child.
Yeah, I can't really disagree with you, because I'm starting to see it more. Max in the comments says, who was blaming Hispanics for the election loss? Racist Democrats.
No, it was other Hispanics that are losing their family members. They were like, y'all voted for against us, because let's be honest, the ones that were supporting Trump, they didn't think that Trump was going to go after their family. Yeah. They were going after that imaginary enemy that Trump was telling them about. And
I cannot imagine
complaining about their family getting taken.
Yeah, I cannot imagine what I would be curious to know what Trump's numbers are among the Hispanic community. But there wasn't just Hispanics though, James. I mean, I was even saying that the Hispanics are partially responsible for Trump's victory, because he won with Hispanic males. He did better with Hispanic males than Kamala Harris did. So, I mean, I was part of that crew too, saying it was Hispanic males helped Trump, because they are a larger voting block than blacks, for instance, and they're more reliable to show up and vote than blacks. And Trump did pretty well with them.
Well, Tim, we already know why, like, most black people don't you don't see that big demographic of black folks in voting, because a lot of them are disenfranchised. They don't believe that their vote matters. That's how, like, every time like the Republicans win, the voter turnout is low. Like,
that's bad education though. That's bad education, because your vote does matter.
It is bad.
Yeah,
it's bad education, but at the same time, you got to remember, like, when it comes to like the our areas, they've shut down like a lot of the voting places that we had. They got rid of them, so like it's harder and harder to go out and vote, because the lines are ridiculous. I don't know about your area, but you either got to show up like really late, or you got to show up just before the polls close. Otherwise, you're sitting there for like over an hour waiting to go put in the vote.
Well, that's only happening in Democrat areas that happen to be in Republican states. And appreciate that, Corgi there, Matthew Donner. Thank you. Appreciate that on YouTube. Yeah, you got to be in a Democrat city, but in a Republican state. That's where you're seeing these long lines, because if you're in a Democrat city in a Democrat state, the governor's going to do something about that. And you're not going to have these polling backups like that. That, like, you might see it in Houston, you might see it in Cleveland, because their governor is Republican. Which lets you know it's obviously being done deliberately, because they could easily stop that by opening up more polling offices or extending the times they're open or whatever. They're doing that deliberately.
But they're doing it deliberately because they know that their policies are not. They're not popular. People want different things. That's why you always see them complain about, oh, there's so much fraud in voting. But if you actually look at 2020, the 2020 election that they swear up and down it was stolen, every time you saw a case of voter fraud, it was actually a Republican doing it, not a Democrat. And every time they done a recount, it gets worse and worse for Trump, because it's like, instead of like Trump gaining more votes, he's losing votes.
Well, if you listen to the Republicans, all the fraud was from the Democrats, certainly on 2000 News.
If you listen to Republicans, like they say a lot of like bullshit that wasn't true. Like they said that, Michelle Obama is actually trans. She's not a woman. Kamala Harris, like she was just locking up black people for no reason and making their sentences extra harsh. Like they make up all kinds of shit.
I can't argue with them. It works. I got to move it on, James, but you can't blame them for doing it if it works. I mean, they had you thinking it was going to be biological males playing in every school.
Because the people that listen to them don't do no research, or they don't have common sense. They don't actually sit there and listen to them. Remember, especially MAGA, they're trolls and culture warriors. That's all they care about. They either care about making fun of somebody, hurting people that they swear are their enemies, or going overboard on issues that's not really issues.
Well, their pocketbook in the economy is going to be soon a concern as well. James, thank you. All right, moving on. By the way, tap the screen. Get us on up to 115, not 100, but 100. HUNNIT. This dude is delusional. He needs to listen to Judge Joe Brown. You really think Judge Joe Brown is he, the know-it-all? I mean, I've heard Judge Joe Brown. He's a fan of Trump. He called Kamala Harris an old hoe, somebody he's never even met. I mean, look, Judge Joe Brown, really? I have listened to him, by the way. I've seen his clips. And thank you, Matthew Donlon. I want to definitely say thank you for those corgis. Appreciate that, Matthew, on the YouTube, rather. The economy is doing amazing, says Candyman. Really? Where are you at, Candyman? And I'll try not to say your name 3 times because I hear bad shit takes place. But Candyman, where are you located where the economy is, quote unquote, amazing? I don't know anywhere in the country who's saying that. Republicans are good at projecting. Right. Republicans don't even try to hide their racist tactics, says Facts Only. Elaborate. What do you mean by racist tactic? I'd like to know what that is. That's not made up about Harris. That's what she did when she was in California. I live here. I know. Well, Mike, what is her name? Kamala Harris was a district attorney. She wasn't in a position of power to just go around locking up people. They got to be arrested. They got to be charged with a crime. There's other things that have to happen. Kamala Harris wasn't going on the street just grabbing people. I don't know. You can't just blame all that on Kamala Harris. Kamala Harris didn't make the laws that they ended up getting locked up for. I mean, look, if you come before her and you've been charged with, with possession of crack cocaine or whatever, she has parameters within the law that she can prosecute, but she's not the one that made up the law that you broke. I think it's a bit heavy to blame all that on Kamala Harris. What about the police that hauled the person in there? I mean, it's a bit much to put it. The judge is the one that sentenced you as well. So Kamala Harris didn't just go around locking up people. That's kind of wrong to suggest she's doing all this on her own. And by the way, since when did the right have a major issue with somebody locking up a bunch of black people? When Kamala Harris was doing that, my guess is the right was probably viewing her as somebody who was doing right by society. But all of a sudden now she runs for president, you want to bring up her arrest record. I thought you guys didn't like people who were soft on crime. You don't seem to have a problem with ICE sending people to Africa and shit. I don't get that. I don't even want to try to pronounce that, but somebody says deported my illegal aliens. Deported my illegal aliens, then Trump did. Okay, I don't know what you're saying there. Only when it's convenient for the right. That's what it sounds like, Body Snatcher, because the right is normally big fans of tough sentences and being hard on crime. All of a sudden, Kamala Harris does it, and now there's a complaint about locking up black people, the ones that are all DEI and shit. You suddenly care about them people? That doesn't make sense to me. If she didn't prosecute, they say she's I get that. Joe, 2 times that is true. If she wasn't prosecuting them, then they would have said she was soft on crime. Same thing with Joe Biden. They said the same thing about Joe Biden in the crime bill of 94, how tough he was on crime. I don't recall any major resistance or outcry in the early 90s from the right saying that this bill was going too far and locking up too many African Americans. I don't recall anybody on the right saying that. But now all of a sudden, because he's competition, you're going to bring up something and criticize something that you were in favor of when it was actually happening. Locking up black people, all of a sudden, that's a bad thing. Who would have thought? The right goes left and the left ain't right. He didn't need to say what I claimed, although he did do that. I don't know what you're saying there. Anyway, looking in the comments here, we'll go back, tap the screen, get us on up to 120. We'll go to Gen X. What does that say? I don't know what else the rest of that says, but good evening. Welcome to the program. Question: if he's innocent, why not release the files and exonerate himself? Question 2, where is that famous MAGA common sense? He's not acting like he's innocent. Go ahead there, Jen. Good evening.
Hey, how you doing, bro?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good. So what do you think?
You don't remember me, man? Eastside 45?
Eastside 45.
See what I'm saying? You forget about me. You done blew up. You done got big.
I ain't blew up. I ain't big.
I get it. You know, let the stardom go through your head, man. Your bald head shining. I get it.
Yeah, okay. I'm just an old motherfucker with a bad memory.
Nah, man, you get that bag that they can cut the check. You went from TikTok to YouTube to Instagram. I said, oh, look at him, shine that is shine.
You talking big shit. You almost got a motherfucker thinking he's middle class now. Come on now. That ain't me. You got me thinking I'm almost middle class now. Come on now.
Man, I used to come on about a couple years ago, man. You was on TikTok doing this about 2-3 years ago.
Oh wow.
I used to come on here all the time and fuck with you, man.
Okay, well, it's been a minute, that's all. I will say that it's been a minute.
Yeah, but man, what's the topic? What you talking about, Epstein? Because that Epstein file thing is just terrible, man.
Why do you think Trump is so gung ho on preventing it from becoming public?
Well, common sense. When your child is trying to hide something, and you keep looking over, and say, "Well, what's that over?" And it's nothing. Well, I know I see something over there. What is that? Nothing. Let me go over it. No, you can't go in there. Why I can't go in there? Because you know some shit's fucked up. That's why I can't go in there. Because you know damn well shit's fucked up. He don't want nobody to read them files. He don't want nobody to read them. Why? Because he's concerned about justice. Why? Because he might endanger what? Who? Why you don't want nobody to read these files?
What about the notion that perhaps there are innocent people that just hung around Epstein that ain't done nothing wrong and they would be harmed if everybody got the information?
That absolutely makes no sense. I mean, if Epstein did no wrong, you said Epstein did no wrong, right? Is that what you said?
No. I'm saying we know Epstein done wrong. He was convicted of it. I'm saying, let's say for instance, some well-known people, some elite members of society or celebrities went to some of his parties and didn't do anything wrong. But if it comes out, if their names come out in regards to this stuff, people are going to think anybody that got on this plane and went to his island was fucking kids. People are going to believe that.
Oh, yeah, like how Epstein sent the email that said he knows Trump knew about the girls.
Yeah.
Like that?
Yeah, like that.
Yeah. Okay. Well, then you just got a word, man. You did it. Look, we want to know who the pedos are. Period. We want to know. And we want to know who are the people that are so righteous and holier than thou? Because we know those are the people that Jeffrey Epstein dealt with, is the righteous and holier than thou. Now, how do we have all of this going on with a bunch of righteous and holier thou people? Because they're not righteous and holier than thou. And I personally want to know who they are. I want them castrated. I want them ridiculed. I want them humiliated.
Well, they're going, I don't know about the castration part, but they're going to be ridiculed and humiliated if their names come out. That absolutely will happen. But do you think it's possible that Trump himself took the innocence of a child?
I definitely believe it is. That to me is a no-brainer. Trump definitely. You know why it's a no-brainer? Because Trump told a little girl when she was at one of his beauty pageants, and she said, "Hey," and he said, "Hey, how you doing?" He said, "You here for the pageant?" And she's like, "Yeah." She's like, "Oh," he said, something. And then the little girl was 10 years old at that time. She was 10 years old. And the little girl went on about her business, and Trump looked at the interviewer, the reporter he was talking to, and said, "You know, in 10 more years, I'm going to be dating that. And as a grown man, anything that I'm dating, I'm fucking." So in other words, he looked at a 10-year-old girl and knew that one day I'm going to date her, knowing that when he dates, he fucks them.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know why he would say that looking at somebody that young. I mean, you're looking at her.
I know why.
Yeah.
I know why he said it. It was tempting. He had to wait. You know, he had to let it out. He was like, "Hey, you know what?"
Well, I guess in Trump's defense, though, if she's 10 and he said he's going to be fucking her in 10 years, he is waiting till she becomes legal.
Yes, because that's when you can, don't have to ask nobody. You ain't got to get nothing signed, And look. Here's how pitiful.
You ain't got to get them signed, damn.
Yeah, look how pitiful. Look how pitiful people are. They're sick, and this is why he wins. You got Alter Ego 1600. There's no video of that. It's audio.
Well, there is video. Hold on. There is video of him passing a really young girl on an escalator and saying, "I'll be dating her in 10 years." I've played that on the show. There is actual video of that and audio. So there's video of that. There's audio of him talking about Lindsay Lohan, who was about 16 or 17 at the time, was probably good in bed. I mean, he said some crazy shit about his daughter,
I got stepdaughters that I wouldn't say that about. Yeah. I got stepdaughters, bro. I don't even say certain things to my step, like, cause even they mamas be like, "Well, my daughter, she be out here, you be out here, so woo. But nigga, I would never.
Yeah.
I would never.
Yeah, there is enough there to at least speculate. I mean, one off culture comment is bad enough, but he said a bunch of things indicating that he's attracted to very, very young girls. I mean, he said it, several times, up to and including his own kid. I don't get why you would say I would be dating my daughter if she wasn't mine. I mean, that's insane.
I cannot comprehend it, but they do. They comprehend it. The right comprehends about looking at your daughter and possibly thinking like, "Hey, if she wasn't my daughter, I'd tear that ass up." The conservative rights understand that.
Oh my God.
They get it. They understand. Look at Vance. Vance got it. Vance was like, "You know what? Trump is terrible. And he's this, that, and the other, but, well, you know what? I thought about it. No, he's a great guy. Trump's wonderful. Everything he does, that's what they are. And I think it's just people need to understand. And this is what, and the Democrats are sad. They are the saddest option that the universe and God's great bag of tricks of curses. This is what we have. It's the Democratic Party. Now, I'm sorry, but I think we are at a point where we cannot just vote. Like, we can't be stuck in the middle. Like, we really got to choose. And like, for those that are morally sound, you have to vote for a Democrat just to get the Republican out of there. You almost have to.
Well, you could. Listen, Trump cannot run for a third term right now, at least. I mean, so you could still vote Republican. You're not voting for Trump again. I mean, JD Vance ain't banging kids.
I think at this point I think American Heritage, I think AIPAC, I think they've now found their calling. They found their people. Right, and I think they're going that route, and they think this is something that they can get behind. I don't think JD Vance is going to change a thing. I believe he's going to. You were mad at Kamala Harris. Well, ask JD Vance the question they asked Harris about the Biden policies. Well, what would you change?
But JD Vance is not going to be talking about banging kids, though.
Yeah. It might not, but then again, what will he talk about? What will we find out with all that makeup he likes to put on? What will we? You know what I'm saying? I mean, because here's the catch, and here's the thing about the Republican Party, and this is what everybody needs to address. They don't talk about the money unless it's taking it away and putting it for themselves. The only thing they want to talk about is transsexuals, and they only care about the men that are turning into women. Go figure. Then they only talk about religion. But they never talk about nothing when it comes to helping the American people, unless it's them patting you on your head like a puppy and posting you up.
Well, it's a self-reliance party, Jen. I mean,
yeah, it's the disgusting though. It has nothing to do with prosperity, equality, and justice. They don't have nothing to do with that at all. Not these people. These are the people that are morally inept. They're morally, they're gone.
Bro,
like Jesus could come right now. They kill him.
Damn. They say the same about the Democrat Party. They say the Democrats don't even know what a woman is. So they say the Democrats are morally
That's what they're concerned about. But that's their concern. They're concerned about. And I still don't get this. They're not concerned about women turning into men. They're concerned about the men that turn into the women because most of them old white men, them Republicans, like them. They like the trannies. Yeah.
You mean like them sexually?
I truly believe they like them sexually. Yes.
You're saying wait, let me make sure I'm getting this. You're saying you believe the Republican Party, a lot of them are attracted to transgender people.
I believe so, on the low. Yes, I think DL is something that is massive in the Republican community. It's massive. The DL thing is go and look at some of these people that is getting called out, like on the one dude that looked like he looked like he'd be a fucking Aryan Nation looking dude, gay. I forgot. I seen it on the news, but they're gay. And that's why it makes sense that they go so hard about these trans. They namely go for the trans and like the gays, not the ones that look like a man but they're gay, but the ones that may be more the feminine type, right?
But that ain't just Republicans, Jen. That's society. I mean, society has always been harder on gay males than lesbians.
But you're right. You are absolutely right. I remember it always has been like, you're absolutely right. What confuses me, we can talk about society, but when you're a congressman and a senator and a president, why is this your concern when we want the money? They don't want to talk about giving us the money. You see what I'm saying? That's what they'll talk about all that other stuff.
But how about this? MAGA reacts in the comments, for instance. He says because the men can hurt women in sports. The women are not hurting men in men's sports. So I guess he's saying that they are more. What did you say?
When is that something that anybody's ever even concerned about? Even when we weren't talking about it, what trans anything?
I believe there are a few minute cases where it has happened. A biological male was playing.
Some slipped in.
I mean,
some slipped.
Yeah, somebody got it. I believe there's been a couple injuries to females that were playing against biological males. I mean, because they're going to make a big story out of it. I mean, I know it happened in the Olympics, but it was in France where a boxer, and that person was not even trans. They were on some kind of hormones or whatever, but they beat the hell out of the other person. But in the United States, I believe it's happened once or twice.
Right. Okay. Well, and we all acknowledge that. We know we don't want men playing with the girls. They shouldn't be, not on a physical level, on a professional level especially. Because if you're a professional athlete and you're doing anything against a woman, you should and probably will dominate. Just the rules of nature. We know that.
Yeah. I will say this, in regards to the fight for equality, the transgender should do themselves a favor. If you don't even try to play sports. I mean, you're hurting your cause in a whole lot of other areas by doing this. I mean, not to mention they're looking for reasons to hate you anyway, but you're just giving them something by doing this.
Yeah, I definitely agree. It's for people that are transgender, No, do not go in trying to play sports. Yeah. Do not do that. Your sexuality and what you do in your bedroom, though, is definitely your business. However, once you start to step out of there and want to do things that can, affect the norm of things, then that's where you're wrong. Yeah.
I mean, it's the same thing with the bathrooms. They don't like them in the bathrooms. I don't think the bathrooms is that big of a deal, but the right just don't. The right just don't like them. So I mean, it is what it is. I gotta move it on. No, go ahead. I give you the last one. What you say?
I said there's a reason why though. And I'm not gonna stray for that. I know why.
Hatred.
Nobody talk. Let me tell you something. The only people I ever seen talk about gays, they ended up doing some shit with them. That's all I know, and that's all I've ever seen.
Damn.
People that don't deal with gays don't talk about gays. You don't. Not from the people that we because I'm gonna tell you, in my community where we at, like my people, you don't come around us and you constantly want to talk about gays all the time. Oh, for real? Oh, you fucking them. You fucking. That's why you keep talking, nigga. Well, then if you that mad about some gays, nigga, there's the pussy right there. Go get it. The fuck you keep talking about these boys for? Get your bitch ass over and get one of these girls, nigga.
All right, I gotta go. Gen X, you take the cake. Appreciate you coming through, man. Jesus Christ.
Hey, Gen X, that's what it is. Standards, baby. You know what we do. Won't play no games, man. Get it. Shit, we grew up on that.
No shit.
All right, man. You been good, though, man. I'm glad to see you still doing what you're doing.
And glad to have you back on. Come back anytime, man. Don't be a fucking stranger.
Okay,
I'll let you boy. Okay. All right, moving on with the program. He's right, though. He is right. That's kind of, that's kind of why you keep talking about them. Anyway, looking in the comments, JPT Farms. Appreciate the TikTok cap. Shout out to you. Some of you folks, we're almost there. Help your boy out the TikTok cap go. We're not too far away. Some of you folks can help your boy out. Tap the screen, get the likes on up to 120,000. Let your thumbs not be lazy. We don't block, ban, or censor anybody on this show. Haven't had a lot of MAGA tonight, but we're always MAGA friendly. We don't block, ban, or censor MAGA whatsoever. So if you come on the program, if you are the audio portion, just like anybody else, you get to speak your opinion. Nobody's going to block, ban, or censor you. We don't talk down to guests. You know how the program works. So we are MAGA friendly as well. We just get more liberal callers. How about a living wage, says Lisa. Good luck on that. You're probably going to need a Mamdani type politician in there because the right tends to believe in letting the free market decide what your wages should be. The right will tell you, if you're in a job that is not paying well, then you need to go find another job. The right is not going to. The right don't push living wages. They don't push that type of stuff. They believe the free market should be allowed to decide that. And in my opinion, I disagree with that wholeheartedly because the free market is the reason the minimum wage has been held stagnant for so damn long.
It would be really disappointing. Not really. But it would depend on what was inside the magazine.
If she posed, it would be fine. But if they put her picture on,
but it depends on what goes inside the magazine.
Well, see, that's her gripe. That's this girl's gripe. People assume there'll be nude photos.
Right, you do assume that with Playboy.
Okay,
but if they weren't, you wouldn't have an issue with it then. If they were using her to...
I don't think Ivanka would do that inside the magazine, although she does have a very nice figure. I've said that if Ivanka weren't my daughter, perhaps I'd be dating her.
Stop it. Oh, it's so weird. Stop You know what? You are sick.
Isn't it terrible?
Well, you're known for saying outrageous things, Mr. Trump.
Who are you, Woody Allen?
They all went off on her. I mean, not only did he say he would be dating, but he also said she got a nice figure, so he's been checking her out. He's been checking out his own kid. Wow. You missed the super chat from Jermaine early on. I didn't see that. C10, thank you. And Jermaine, I'm sorry that I did miss that. I did not see it, but thank you very much. I don't see where it's in there, but thank you because YouTube moves it on. So after a while, I can't bring it back up. But thank you, Jermaine, and I'm sorry I missed that. If you make jokes like that, you are disgusting, says Darren. Yeah, that is bad. I mean, he didn't just say he would be dating her. He said she has a nice figure too. So he's really checking her out. And that's just one of the things he said. One of the weird things he said. So, I mean, look, and I see in the comments, Rosie says, so does Biden and Bill Clinton. Look, I always say this, and I'll take time out to say it again. Bringing up stuff that Biden or Obama or Hillary Clinton or somebody did in the past, that don't defend Trump. If Trump does something off kilter, well, you know, Biden did it too. That's not a defense for Trump. That's just basically saying, yeah, they did some sick shit too. That's not a defense. That's a deflection. So if it makes you feel comfortable bringing up somebody else doing it too, so be it. But that's not a defense for what Trump just did. And Alter Ego says no context needed for that. No, there's no context needed for this right here. That was pretty clear what he said. If I heard a man say that about his daughter in person, that man's life would never be the same after that. Damn, Darren. Wow. I'm with you on this, but sometimes life sucks. Reviews of you who have children that horseback ride, interesting. I don't know what you're saying there, but like I said, I don't know why you would be talking about your daughter has a nice figure and then talking about you would be dating her. So the only time a guy says a chick has a nice figure and that he would be dating her, as one of my callers said before, is that you kind of want to fuck that person. It's the only reason why you would say that. The only reason why a guy would say something like that. So that's our current president. What if it was your kid and someone said, well, that other guy, what are you saying there, Melanie? Thank you for the TikTok caps, Alter Ego. Appreciate that. What if it was your kid and someone said, well, that other guy did it to someone else? I don't get where you're going. What are you saying? What if it was my kid and somebody started deflecting on something else? I don't know. Like I said, bringing up other people does not defend Trump. That's all I'm saying. Bringing up other folks, you can always bring, no matter what you do, I don't care if it's a speeding ticket or a double homicide, there is always somebody else that did the same thing. This is what I was talking about when Trump was using this for defense on other stuff. You know, somebody else did it too. That doesn't work in court. He tried to use that on some of his cases like that. You know, somebody else did it too. Like, just snitch on everybody else. I guess that'll work somehow. Hey, now this guy is starting to sound like a Republican. Really, Mike? Mike said, I'm sorry. Quite a few girls in volleyball have been hurt, one of them permanently by a trans spiking the ball in her face. Quite a few? What are you saying? There's quite a few transgender volleyball players? I'm not aware of that. What is your definition of quite a few? I'm with you on this, but sometimes, okay, yeah, and I will say this. I don't favor a biological male being able to transition into a woman and play in female sports. I don't favor that. I do agree that, you know, certainly in contact sports, there could be harm brought upon that person. But even like in non-contact sports, like I remember Serena Williams talking, you know, top-notch tennis player, admitting that her serve speed and everything does not compare to what the speed is in male tennis. Men are just better at those type of things. And so even if you put her in a male league, you put her in a male league, she's not going to perform anywhere near it. Like Caitlin Clark. Caitlin Clark is, you know, she was dominating in basketball for a minute. She didn't play last year, but she was dominant. You put her in male sports, she's not going to do very well. So I just don't believe you should change sexes and play on the other side at all. But I don't believe that's a reason to hate on the transgender community, because I don't think that, I doubt if 1% of transgender are trying to play sports as a girl. That's just something they're just not trying to do. Most of them are just trying to live life without the hate they get on a normal basis. I don't think most of them are going to transition into a woman and then be eager to play sports in schools. In fact, I doubt if 1% of American schools are dealing with anything like that. But the right did a really good job in making it sound like it was happening every fucking where. They did a really good job, and here we go. Trump has won the election. Anyhow, folks, I do appreciate slower show tonight. Crazy shit. I didn't expect any type of inclination that the president was sucking dick. I did not expect that to come out, but that, you know, different things happen. Yeah, doubt you would see biological women there, though. Emma, you know, I don't believe there's a lot of biological men trying to play sports, but the Trump administration has done a good job making it sound like it's everywhere. And it worked. And it's also drew a lot of hatred towards the transgender community that is incredibly unnecessary. In addition to pretending like they're trying to play sports everywhere, they also paint them out to be pedophiles. I don't want them in the bathroom with my daughter because there's not any significant instances. I'm having a Biden moment here. There's not a lot of significant instances of men transitioning to women and then going into a bathroom and assaulting children. Yet the right brings this up all the time. I don't want a transgender man in the bathroom with my daughter because there is nowhere that is happening. It's just not happening whatsoever. But they're painting this community like, in fact, I bring it up all the time on the program. You should be more concerned if a Boy Scout coach, a priest, these are the folks you should be concerned about that are around your kid. Your child's school teacher. The teachers have a higher instances of abusing children than the transgender community does. The people that you're okay with your kids being around, I dare say there's probably more cops that have abused children than the transgender community. So it's just, to me, it's just a blind fallacy to create hatred towards that community because there's not a lot of instances of transgender people abusing kids. There's a lot of instances of religious clerics, pastors, priests, as I mentioned, Boy Scout, Girl Scout leaders, school teachers. These are the people that are actually abusing your kids. Daycare, people that are actually around your kids, the people you actually leave them with. Them are the ones that are abusing your kids, not members of the transgender community. But you hate the transgender community. You don't hate school teachers. You don't hate priests. So you make it up about the people that are not doing it. Hopefully one day we get past that. Nevertheless, I appreciate the 118,000. We didn't reach the TikTok cap goal, but you guys made it an interesting show regardless. You guys know what we always say. We don't block, ban, or censor. Feel free to follow the program if you're watching on Instagram, TikTok, or X. And of course, give your boy a sub if you happen to be watching on YouTube. We will be here tomorrow. Hopefully the show is back on the rails and it doesn't go down the path of our commander-in-chief sucking dick. I don't know how that came out, but the emails go where the emails go and we follow them. It's your boy Tim the Handsome Liberal. I'll catch you guys tomorrow. Y'all stay safe. Have a good night and take care. Thank you.